What's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Sunday. It's Sunday night. It's Sunday night. Shine, shine, shine. Time. We're going to recap the Jets draft. We're going to look ahead at what's next. We've had the draft keeping us afloat for weeks, months, years. And now we got to find shit to talk about. This is where it gets a little interesting in the off season, and we do some fun topics. We'll have some good shit. We're bringing back the list for those of you that were with me early on. I'll have guests on. We'll do lists, a list of favorite players, favorite moments, favorite teams, favorite whatever. As always, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. There's going to be some laughter. There's going to be some anger. There's going to be some good energy, some mediocre guests. And of course, we will be back with all of that. And my slightly sunburned, I'm exhausted from being out in the sun face right after this.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
You know what was cool? This weekend. All of it. We're going to get into that in a minute. Let's see. Tonight's winner, showing up first, the man with the Stogue in his mouth, Ricky New York, who is actually Ricky Southern Florida. My friend Bobby is here. Hello. Oh, I thought he said hello, Nikki. He said hello, Ricky. Well, Bobby, hello to you. After 10:30, we're going to have call-ins. Oh, wait, tonight is Sunday. Tonight is paid members only. Matthias, that was a good draft. Corley reminds me of Coles. Nice. He's got that Coles Anunua vibe, right? We haven't had many power physical receivers, but he's got that vibe to him. Ant Jets is here. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hank is in the house. Hank, I salute you, good sir. Oh, look who listened to me anyway and showed up. What's up, brother? How are you? Mr. Boomtown, north of the border, is here with his own fancy Canadian logo. Hello, Jet41. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Sean McAteer is here. Armand is here. Hello. I love that photo. I don't know where I've seen it before. Eric Craig, what's up, my man? How are you? Jerome is here. Hello. What's going on? Wild Wave, as always. What's up? Nathan Crossgrove, great contributor to the show on Friday night, keeping me updated with picks as I was trying to coordinate everything. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate all your help Friday night in the stream. Mr. Alexio is here. And if you know anything about Mr. Alexio, the guy is a bit of a lunatic. He always wants chaos. Will we oblige? Stay tuned. Find out. Maybe, Tony, you get your wish tonight. Maybe, if the football gods bless us, it'll get chaotic in this bitch shortly. Infrared, to all the brothers and sisters in here, love to see you in here. Let's friggin' go. That was the clap and the heart. I acted out the emojis for you. Mr. Mess, member of the channel. Thank you so much. Christopher Carl is here. Who else we got? I'm speeding through. T. Rivera, the Rivera, who hung out with Jets Chaos and myself for the pick the other night. He did security detail for us. Mark Riss is here. Ryder and Talon's Pa is here. Let's go. Let's get to it. I got the clap, Kuka. Yes, I got the clap. Infrared gave me the clap. It's true. Breaking news. You're hearing it right here. So, VR Diesel in the Heezy, baby. What's up, brother? That's a nice form on your nice tattoo on your forearm. I'm tired. The sun drained me. Like, look, I'm pasty white and I'm starting to like get a burn on the face. So I took a little nap today. Woke up. I'm ready to rock. But I'm not rocking solo tonight. I'm bringing in an international man of mystery. What is this mystery, you say? Well, the only mystery is, what does he eat? What does he drink? He's drinking. He's got a big D in his mouth right now. Sunny D. What's up, sir?
Just thought I'd grab a Sunny D while I was waiting.
And I'm sure Johnny Jimenez or somebody could Photoshop that D into a D and send that to me. That would be spectacular.
Spectacular. Here, just in case you need the gun.
Say again?
Just in case he needs the shot again.
Hold on 1 second. So, there you go. Charles Gorman, the legend himself, is here. Tony, there you go, Tony. Tony's happy. Chaos is here. Tony doesn't want the pride. I like that you're not forgetting the undercarriage. Very good for you. Very, very good. Well done. Well played. So, I'm going to open up with a rant. The rant that I have today is about a former New York Jet player. A former Jet that became official. He's a former Jet today. And what did he do? He was here and he put his gigantic slow foot down and said, I'm a left tackle. Well, what does he do today, Jeremy? I'm glad you asked. He goes to Philadelphia and signs. Did he sign as a left tackle? No. He signed as a swing tackle. So the big baby shit bastard, Mekhi Becton, who, if he could, would jump and pout like LeBron James did the other night. And he goes to be a swing tackle. Not a left tackle. Not a franchise left tackle. A swing tackle. I like when I see assholes get humbled. I enjoy that. You can call me a hater. You can call me whatever you want. I will wear that badge proudly. And I will say, I'm a hater of people who cannot be team players. I am a hater of people who think they're above and better than the team. I am a hater of that mindset. I can't stand it. I don't like it in any way, shape, or form. It's not how teams rise. It's how teams get torn apart. And, that's where I'm at. So, good riddance. I wish we played you this year. I wish we played Philly. I wish you were in the lineup because I want Will McDonald, Hassan Reddick, and Jermaine Johnson to pad their stats. We'd have 7 sacks against that fucking human sloth. You can't move out and block the wide 9. You're a penalty machine that would just kill drives. I'm glad you're gone. And this is why, Jeremy, transitioning into the draft, as I am learning how to be a professional right before your eyes.
Mhm.
I don't want to label anybody that we drafted a franchise anything because we took a left tackle 4 years ago at the 11th spot and we labeled him a franchise left tackle immediately. Whoa, why was somebody banned? What happened?
I'll tell you later.
What happened?
I'll tell you later.
It was a big part of the show Friday night. Can you text that to me?
Yeah.
What the hell just happened? All right. Interesting. Oh, boy. All right, that threw me off when I saw that message pop up. All right, so that's why I don't want to label anybody anything. Let these players and their play on the field tell us who and what they're going to be, right? That's the way I want to look at it. That's the way I want to look at draft classes. And the New York Jet fan base for many years has had a fascination with labeling draft picks saviors, labeling them franchise this, franchise that. We need him to do this. We don't need anyone in this draft class to do a goddamn thing. Gotcha. All right. All right. Here's where we are. There was a website. I forget who it was, if it was Sports Illustrated or somebody else. If any of you guys saw it, please remind me. They ranked our roster, and we came in as the number 2 overall roster. When you have a roster as deep as we have, you don't need to draft saviors. You don't need to draft people to come in and save you. It's the organization's job to develop these players. It's the organization's job to make them better. We don't need them to make us better. We're going to be good with or without Fashanu playing. Let's be real. The hope is Fashanu doesn't have to play. That's the hope this year. If Fashanu doesn't play, I mean, Moses and Tyron Smith are there every game, are there every week, and are playing at the top of their game. And there's no reason to add anyone to it. So, Corley, I love his mentality, Jer. I love where he's at. I love the mindset of, he already said to Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to live in your guest house. I'm going to come there, and you're going to teach me how to be an NFL wide receiver. I love that. The kid says all the right things. He believes in himself. He's confident, borderline cocky. He's not Beckham. He's not Neighbors. He believes in himself, and he knows his skill set, and he knows what he can do. And more importantly, he admits what he has to work on. I love that mindset. I love that he's going to come in here with an open mentality and allow us to teach him what we need him to do. The power running backs, I love the power running backs. Newsflash, Izzy's not a bust. Izzy doesn't fit the type of running game that we're going to implement this year. We changed our scheme. Izzy was a one cut and go in an outside zone scheme. We don't have that. Oh, we got a couple chats popping in. It's always a great way to derail one of my rants. Tony, great draft, except to trade with Green Bay. And second, RBPS. Nick, great guest. RBPS. Tony, give me another follow-up comment with Green Bay. And second, RBPS. Really big penis shine? Thank you, Tony. You weren't supposed to tell anybody, but that's a lie. I don't know what the RBPS is. Follow me up with another message and I'll get on there. But Tony, thank you for the super chat. And as always, we know how much you love chaos. And next, Mr. Rivera, Nick and Jeremy, it was a pleasure to meet you both at the main event. Great night. Okay, let's move on. Give me your thought on the draft. And also, if you could talk a little about undrafted players taken. Go Jets, go Knicks, screw Becton.
Love to, Rivera.
He snuck the Go Knicks in there, and I read it passionately, and I know Johnny is rubbing mayonnaise on his chest right now after here. He snuck it in because I'm reading the one line, and I scanned to the bottom line, and there it was.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said it, I wanted to put the words back in my mouth, but for a $20 super chat, I am glad that I read that without any hesitation for you. Yeah, it was fun. We had a great time the other night. You were out here. Let's talk about it. We'll talk about hanging out. So the other day, I called Matt O'Leary, and I'm like, listen, they took this stupid job away from me. I am down in the dumps. Like, I'm mentally beat. I was thinking about coming out there. Can I still get in last second? He called Ryan, talked to Ryan. They called me back. Like, yeah, come on out. We'd love to have you. So I head out that way. You didn't even know I was coming, did you?
I wasn't sure. I mean, it kept going back and forth, but I was glad to see you when you came walking in.
Yeah. So I got there early. Most of it was set up. I was just helping out if they needed anything, doing little stuff. And the layout was pretty cool. And, you know, we got to sit at a table right in the front. Alan Dotis was with us. But then as we started to get closer to the selection, everyone started standing up. Everyone started getting excited, right? I think the biggest buzz in the top 10 was when Atlanta took the quarterback. Because in our minds, in a lot of Jets fans' minds, it was going to be Becton or Odunze, right? Everyone who was team weapon is going nuts right now because it guaranteed one of the weapons. Of course, Chicago takes Odunze, and now it leaves us with our choice. So tell me about your weekend. Tell me about coming up to that moment, and then we'll go from there.
Who, Rivera?
No, you tell me about your weekend. Tell me about leading up to that moment, and then I'm looking for something as I'm searching for something. So go ahead, Mike's all yours.
Okay, so Wednesday I am on a flight to New York, and I'm stuck at the North Carolina Airport RDU, Raleigh-Durham. I'm stuck there because the flight is delayed hour after hour. Hour after hour. It ended up being like a 2.5 hour delay. Snowball is like tracking my flight because he's picking me up at JFK. Anyway, I finally get there. He picks me up. He's got the convertible. We're cruising down up the Van Wyck Grand Central, back to Long Island. We go to Huntington. We have a nice dinner. We're talking about all the possibilities, all the people we might draft. I said, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. The next day comes. We go to All American Burger, All American in Long Island, famous place. Wonderful. You'll see my review. If you watch it, it'll come out soon. And we go to the main event, and there we are. And there is crusty old Green Bean, Ryan, and Matt O'Leary. And Nick shows up. I do a pre-show. And as we go through each pick, there were such ups and downs, right? But I was very happy that the 3 quarterbacks went first. Things were looking good. I knew Harrison was gone. I had no doubt. The first disappointment, not that I didn't know it was going to happen at some point, was the Giants taking Malik Neighbors. I was hoping they would take J.J. McCarthy. And if they would not have taken Neighbors, we probably would have had the option to get a weapon like Rome Odunze.
And Joe Douglas did try to trade up. Joe Douglas called the Giants. Joe Douglas called the Bears. Nobody in the top 9 wanted to bail. Everyone in the top 9 made their pick, right? which I thought was kind of shocking. I thought there would be a lot of shuffling going on.
Everyone wanted their guy. The biggest surprise of the night to me in the first round was Atlanta taking Michael Penix. It was great news at the moment because at the moment I thought that meant, I was worried that Fasciano and Odunze could both be off the board. As soon as they picked Penix, I knew that we had a chance at Rome Odunze, but most importantly, we were guaranteed, if not, the opportunity to take Brock Bowers or Fasciano. And going all the way back to February, even January, even before our season ended, there were two offensive tackles I think everybody agreed on. And that was Joe Alt and Fasciano. And everyone was so mad because winning meant we were out of range for those two guys. So this was one of the guys that was in the original top 5 that we all wanted, that we didn't believe we can get at 10. So I didn't know which way the Jets were going to go. We made the trade. That was great news. The trade was great. We knew it wasn't going to impact our pick. So it was just basically free draft capital. Had to love it. Then we come up. It was one or the other. They took Fasciano. I think I understand why. If somebody like that loves Bowers or that wanted a weapon needs an explanation, I think it was very, very easy explanation. I think they believed at 72 we'd have an opportunity to get a weapon, but at 72 we wouldn't have an opportunity to get a starting caliber tackle, at least one that was guaranteed to be plug-and-play starting tackle. It would just be another Max Mitchell, Carter Warren type of guy, which we don't need. So they made that decision. And I respected it, and it paid off big time. It paid off big time because the next day we ended up getting Malachi Corley, and that made that first pick come together perfectly because we addressed our two biggest needs with our two top picks and got two guys that I expect to be very important pieces this year. Again, I agree with you. I hope Fasciano is not needed or necessary, but I think realistically we both know that he's probably going to be necessary.
Right. Rivera, thank you again for the super chat. Thank you for doing security for Jeremy and I. We should be giving you a super chat, as we'll see momentarily. But I got two others I got to get to. Charles Gorman. Thank you, Charles, for the super chat. While I do wish Becton luck in Philly, I feel that his emotions get in the way too much for him, and it holds him back. But I had to go on that rant because I was just tired of everything we talked about with Becton was what if, what could he be, what should he be. It was never what he was. And now he's a former Jet and a bad draft selection. So thank you, Charles, for the super chat. See you tonight too. The Late Show with Dano Jets. If you are not following this newly launched channel from Dano, you're missing out. If you enjoy the late show that I do, if you enjoy the late night stuff where you're a late owl and you're looking for more content at night, go over to Dane's channel. Dane, you do have your Dano account. If you want to post your link in the chat, feel free to do it throughout the night. Everyone here, we got almost 60 of you watching right now on YouTube. Please go over and subscribe to Dane and then hop back over here. He's actually in New Jersey right now and standing at gunpoint just a few feet away from me, making me say all of these nice things about him. So if you want me to survive the night, please do it. Please do it. So that leads us up to the draft pick. And it was, did I miss another super chat? Oh, I did miss another super chat. Hold on. Where'd it go? I'm trying to catch up in the chat. The big fella. Well, it's a good thing you answered that. You asked that. And we're going to lead right into that right now. We couldn't have produced a better segment with a lead-in question. Your timing is remarkable. Your timing is remarkable. So we're gonna add this.
Uh-oh.
And here we are This is the New York Jets, Talking Jets, with Green Bean, Matt O'Leary, and Ryan. Jets Talk 24/7. And this is the fan cam as the Jets pick is made. Yes, that was Jeremy and myself. We know the lighting wasn't good. They didn't have a light for the fan cam. Ryan mentioned he wished he had brought that, but the guy had enough going on to figure out. So we'll give you that again. Now, the best part of that, and let's get down to it here. Dane, thank you. There's another one. Is this cleaned up? Now, look. Oh, here we go. Let's look at this. I feel so pretty and so thin next to you. Like
That's a weird camera angle because I'm sticking my stomach out.
Shut the fuck up about the camera angle, you human whale.
I'm wedging myself forward.
Yep. You tried to put it out that way. I didn't knock you backwards. Kuka, as always, on point. Good thing the lighting was dim. Yes. Yep, all the comments coming in. What a sight to see. The ground shook from Wild Wave. Make it stop from Snowball. Good point, Scott. Boomtown, that's how babies are made. Boomtown is how men celebrate. Patty, you evil son of a gooshu. Sumo wrestlers. Wait, no, sumo wrestler. Singular. Now he has to tell us which one.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
So, yeah, that we're sitting there and we're looking at one another. And I lean over to him. I'm like, we got to do something. And he's like, yes. Well, what do we got to do? I was like, let's make sure we're in the front of the crowd and we'll lift. First, I was like, we will high five, chest bump, turn to the camera and lift. But when we saw the crowd forming, we had to edit on the fly, right? And you were like, I don't know if we have the time for that because people might storm in front of the camera. You're like, and in a very good executive decision on the fly, Jeremy came out with lift the shirts first. And I'm like, then we'll turn and chest bump. So if the chest pump gets blocked, at least the bellies are out. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. This is what teamwork is. If the United States of America was run as smoothly as this flashing was, we would be paying 3 cents a gallon for gasoline right now, folks. We edited on the fly. We perfected it. We had Rivera and another gentleman block and play defense so nobody walked in front of us until after the flash. And Nipplegate was born. I did not get my nipples out. You did. You went up to the neck. I was just like, all right, I'm going belly. That's it.
I went all the way
shy. I was shy. Well, I was shy about it. But shout out to Green Bean, Matt, and Ryan. That was a very, very fun event. It's always cool. Alan Dotis comes up to me. Hey, Nick, how are you? And I'm like, woo, I feel pretty. I feel special. Someone knows me. And he had a name tag on that I didn't see till after, and it said Alan. And I'm like, who are you? And he like looks and goes, Alan. I go, help me out, Alan. He's like, Alan Dodes. I'm like, oh shit, what's up, man? Like, and then it was cool to see him. He had a cool Jets tie on over his shirt, not a dress shirt, just a regular shirt with the necktie on. It was a fun night. I hated the commute going back home. The Islanders game emptied out, so the subway or that Long Island Railroad was a little nuts. At halfway through the trip, it filled up. But it was a great night. I enjoyed getting out. I needed that. It was good for my mental. And as always, it's great to see you when you're out here. I missed you last month when you were here. It just didn't work out for us. Bobby, call-ins are going to be later in the show. Call-ins are going to be the second hour. I see you requesting it. I'll get you on the show, Bobby. Don't worry. All right. I appreciate you watching. I do have things planned on the show until 10:30. If you're still with us after 10:30, Bobby, I will hand deliver the link to your house. I promise. But after 10:30, all right? You hang out till then, you'll be on the show.
It's all going to be okay, Bobby.
Yes.
It's all going to be okay.
Bobby.
It's good. It's good.
So what do we think about the draft? Like,
it's good.
You know, I was saying it earlier. There's so many good pieces on this roster that any Jet fan who is looking for a draft pick to be a savior is going to be disappointed. You agree?
Yeah, I mean, look, we had needs, and the two biggest needs were actually more depth than anything. Not that we can't use another weapon on the field that plays, but the reality was that that's a want. The need was, if either Mike Williams is not ready or Garrett Wilson gets hurt or Mike Williams gets hurt later in the season, the need was you can't have Lazard be the guy you're relying on. So getting this extra receiver was big. It was nice. I don't even know if we're done yet. We'll see for the offseason. There still might be another receiver coming into that room. So we don't even know. But so I think that we addressed the two biggest needs, which was depth. You know, depth in the wide receiver room, depth at the offensive line, and then we added ridiculous depth to the running back room. I mean, just insane depth to that room, and we added depth to the quarterback room and gave ourselves a chance, a dart throw at possibly finding the next quarterback. Because that's what it pretty much is. But it's a little better than when you draft a guy who just wasn't good in college and was a fifth-round pick because he wasn't good enough to be better. It's a little bit more exciting when you draft a guy that would have been much higher, but he had an injury. But he certainly had the talent of a top 8 quarterback in this draft.
Yeah, you're right. Let's go through the picks. I started to do a little quickly before, but let's go through the picks. And shout out to everyone hanging out with us. If you are new here, hey, there he is. I hope you were here, man. We were just talking about you, Alan. The Belly Bump Bros. I hope you're here for it. If not, rewind like less than 5 minutes, and we did a recap and check it out. We talked about meeting you and how I totally missed your name tag when you came up and didn't see the name Alan on you. But that was pretty cool getting to meet you and you sitting with us, and the Jets necktie was a big hit. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, James Thompson here. Hey, if any of you guys are new tonight, I am at 692 subs. Let's try to get a few more here. Let's see if we can hit 7 tonight. That'd be pretty cool. James says, I'm a Florida State fan for years. What do you guys think about Jordan Travis? All right, we're going to get to him. We're going to get to him in a minute. So Fashanu, let's be realistic, right? Small hands. He's got work to do in the run game. Is there a better situation for a tackle who might need to work on any part of his game than going into the room with Morgan Moses, who is an elite run blocker, and Tyron Smith, who might be the best pass blocking tackle in football for the last decade? Like, you're going to learn every day. They're going to teach. You're going to learn. You mirror them. You follow them. You shadow them. And you just absorb everything they do. How to use your upper body. How do you drive with your leg strength? How to position yourself. Where to grab the guy, how to get your hand position higher, better, how to lift a defender to take him out of his driving force. Do I love the pick today? No, I don't. I wanted a weapon. You know that. Everyone who watches knows that. But the minute Tyron Smith or Moses miss time, I'm going to learn to love it, right? You hope that's a little bit later down the road, like 2025. But let's be realistic. These guys do miss time. Smith more so. You can put in different packages. If he does become a better run blocker, you can bring him in to check in as an eligible, and you can put Morgan Moses and Tyron Smith on one side of the field together and run behind that between AVT, Moses, and Tyron Smith. You can use creativity with this, right, to slowly start to introduce him to live action, so he's not thrown out there to protect Aaron Rodgers' backside with being thrown a deer in headlights, right, Jer?
Yeah, I agree.
So after that, I think every single person, positive, negative, down in the dumps, Jet fan, knew we needed to add a weapon. We know with the way the offseason went, long-term offensive line, weapon was what was needed. As round 2 is going on, everyone's starting to look at the draft value. Everyone's looking at the charts and seeing where can the Jets get up to? What can the Jets do? And what do? We get to the beginning of round 3, and they trade up. I think my personal thoughts were Corley, Roman Wilson, somebody who could be helpful in the slot, somebody who could be exciting with the ball in their hands. 2 completely different styles of doing that, right? Wilson's more of a run away from you. Corley's more of a run through you. I know you and I spoke after the fact, but what were your thoughts when you saw that the Jets traded up?
When they traded up, I was happy because I knew that they had a guy that they wanted, and they were making sure they got him. I was going to be happy with whichever wide receiver they like best. I understand that my love of Roman Wilson was because I was in mobile and saw him make this great catch, but that's one catch. Corley was there. We got to see him the first day of practice. Unfortunately, he did get banged up a little bit, and that was the last we saw of him that week. But he looked like a hell. I mean, like he was very noticeable on the field. He stood out amongst a lot of good players. And if they love him like they do, and he was their wide receiver 4, and they traded up to get him, then I'm excited because I have to trust my team. I have to, based on the roster they've put together these last few years, I have to trust their judgment. It doesn't mean it's 100%. They've had their misses, Elijah Moore, some guys they picked up. I mean, every single GM has their misses. We can go through the last 4 years of any NFL football team. I guarantee you the GM had misses. It's just part of it. But overall, I think they do a good job in evaluating talent. I think the fact that they traded up for this guy and had him, he was a guy they would have happily selected in the second round, means they see a lot of potential in how this guy could fit on this team. So I'm all for it. I'm excited. I think we got one of the guys that was on our list to satisfy the need that we were all looking for, and that's a wide receiver that's going to be able to contribute and make this team better right away.
I like it. So now we get to day 4. Day 3, round 4, forgive me. And Joe starts being Trader Joe, right? Trades back once, trades back twice. The second trade back with the Detroit Lions gets us a 3rd round pick next year. So going into next year's draft, we now have 9 selections. We have a 1, a 2. We have multiple 3s, 4, 5, 6, multiple 7s. So while addressing some immediate needs on the offensive side, I think getting that extra 3rd rounder next year, and one of the beat writers, forgive me if it was Zach, Rich, or Connor, those are the 3 that I get alerts from, tweeted it. That really helps you at the trade deadline if you're going all in and you need to give up something to get somebody who's available at the trade deadline. So that's really something to keep an eye out for. We start off hot, and we unfortunately have an injury somewhere. We might be able to go add somebody and not lose anything, right? We traded back, and then we added a potential player to help us.
Mhm.
So I like that Joe maneuvered that. We then traded again with the 49ers to get 2 5s for one of the 4s. And now we make the selection finally at the end of round 4, and we take Braylon Allen, a kid from Wisconsin that almost every single Jet fan and every single person who does a mock draft all had selected in the 4th round at some point, right? We love his physicality. We love his size, his strength. If you're switching to a power run scheme, this is the type of guy that you want running in between the tackles. Not that Breece can't do it, but Breece is going to be getting the ball all the time. You start this guy off on 1st down and you run smash mouth football between AVT and Moses and you get 4 or 6 yards. Now you have fun on offense. You get to a 3rd and 4 or 2nd and 4. That's when you have fun. You could take the shot downfield. You can get creative in the playbook. And now you have Breece for 2nd and 3rd down. I think when the Jets did that last year and started, the worst thing for the Jets offense is to see Breece Hall trying off the field on 3rd down, right? Like, I want Breece Hall on the field for 3rd down. So how do you do that? Let someone else take the 1st down carry. And then you have Breece for 3rd down. It's a smart swap. It's not that Breece can't do it, but as the game goes on, you want to conserve Breece and you want him fresh for those big moments when you got to extend the drive. And I'd rather have him out there on 3rd than him trotting off and somebody else coming on, especially 2 rookies. We followed that pick up with Isaiah Davis, somebody that Dom C pointed out perfectly and said in the video that he hoped that the Jets draft you and hear that name. We have a need for you and we can use you. So shout out to Dom for that. That was pretty awesome. And
Shout out to me for getting that interview.
yeah,
he wasn't
All right.
up to Tom.
Do tell.
Tom doesn't go up to people. I do.
Okay,
That's why-
do tell. All right, go ahead. Take
He's
your
the one-
flowers. Go ahead.
He doesn't say it, but what do you think, man? How do you think I got the freaking coach Brick? But no, I mean, I don't know but that particular one, but there were a lot of those interviews was because I ran over very aggressively, went to the guy, said, "Can you come over here with me? We really like to," you know what I mean? And like, we I was the guy, the cameraman. I was holding it up, setting it up. There was
Nice.
one time you would have been so proud of me. There was one time we were waiting for somebody to finish up their interview so we could talk to him. I think it was the guy Peyton Willis, the linebacker. And
Okay.
some other dude went to the other side and was going to try to steal him from us, even though we were waiting there patiently. And everybody was respecting it except this guy. I told Dom, stay where you are, because it was kind of like boxing it out. And I went to the other side and literally stepped and almost bumped him to stand in front of him and box him out. And Dom said he was furious. He was looking at me like he wanted to fight me, and I ignored him, waited for the guy to finish, and we went up and did the interview. So, you know, I just, not that I'm patting my own back, but I'm patting my own back. Those interviews, a lot of those interviews don't happen if it's not for me.
Awesome. Well, that's what makes a good team, right?
Yeah, exactly. Be nice if
That's
the
what
other,
makes a good team.
nice if the other member of the team acknowledged it, though. But that's neither here nor there.
All right. I had something else I wanted to show. Oh, here it is. All
You
right.
like that, Charles Gorman? You like that expression? That's either here nor there.
It's neither here nor there. Davis is good. Yeah, Davis is good for special teams. How about having a big physical guy like that with this new kickoff scheme? Nothing against Gibson. Gibson's not the biggest guy. Gibson is great, as we know from the first time, as a punt returner, shifty, out in space. And Dane coming in with something. I can confirm. I heard this too. We both heard Dom did everything.
Yeah.
Alan with a good point. Jeremy is a lead blocker.
I use the
He's
nose, man. I use the nose.
he's a good blocker. And shout out to Snowball, who I got to meet out there too, and for giving me and CT Jet fan. He's about to launch a ride to the Farmingdale Long Island Railroad Station. So thank you, Snowball. It was fun hanging out with you. So someone asked earlier, how many mozzarella sticks did Jeremy eat? And we're gonna bring that up right now.
Well, you filmed that?
Well, Snowball disappeared. Snowball was nowhere to be found. He came in, he said hello to us, and then we were dead to him. He was off with his Long Island people.
He hung out with Jake Asman's father.
Oh, I know. But here was Jeremy when he did sit down to eat. I did snap a picture of his plate. And I will say, this was the only plate that I saw him have. So we see here there are some mozzarella sticks. There is part of mozzarella sticks. I will fully admit this. I got to talk to Jake's dad as well. Jake's dad offered me a box of matches because we met. I met Jake Asman's dad at the Chargers get together.
Matches.
And he offered me a box of matches because I was like, and we talked about that, and he goes, here, in case you don't have a lighter. I'm like, oh, I got my lighter today in the bag. I don't know if I'm going to have time to smoke the cigar, but thank you. He took a box of cigar matches out of his pocket and went to hand it to me. So I will admit this right now for everyone to know and hear. I ate more mozzarella sticks than Jeremy. They were fucking delicious. They were breaded to perfection. And I primarily had mozzarella sticks. I talked about the food on Friday night. Those little pieces of bread chopped up that were garlic bread with steak on it with cheese melted over were so good. And thank God I did not get with a lady that night because on the rail ride home, I started burping. And the garlic smell that must have consumed that cab that I was in, I feel bad for everybody around. But, man, it was so delicious. And I might change the poop emoji that I have you saved in on my cell phone to this picture with the middle finger popping up. I'm going to work on that tonight. But I think it's perfect because it blocks your face, so I don't have to look at that. Oh, Mr. Bonesy, there's fat guys in the room. I'm starving.
What happened is I grabbed like 6 mozzarella sticks, and you can't see it, but the top layer of that plate covering everything is just chopped up chicken cutlets. They had chicken cutlets chopped up into pieces, and that was just the whole plate, like all over the bottom and everything. And then I had the 6 mozzarella sticks, a giant scoop of ziti. And then on the side, I had 5 wings laid out, 5 buffalo wings. And by the time I finished that plate, I was stuffed because it was all fried, So my son and I went to All American that day, and if you know what that means I ate tons of grease, like double cheeseburger, big thing of fries, a giant fried square knish. I mean, I didn't go in very hungry, so. There's only so much damage I could do.
Yeah, Dave comes in. Dave, welcome. If you're new here, please subscribe. And if you have already, man, thanks for coming back. Douglas trade down with the pack was mind-numbing. He got duped. I don't think he got duped. I think we gave up 72 and got 59 in return. I just think Joe didn't. I think getting the extra pick, Joe valued more than making the pick. And sometimes you gotta maybe convince somebody to trade up and take a little bit of a hit if you don't want to make the selection there and you think you can move back. So it's part of the draft. It's part of the process. I wouldn't say he got duped. It's not like he gave up a 1 for like a 4. When you get that late into it, and you get in those mid rounds and you want to get some extra, I always say you want as many tickets for the lottery drawing that you can get. And when you get past round 3, there's no harm in trading back at any point and adding more chances. So
Yeah, well,
I'm not going to say he got duped, but he didn't win the trade on paper. But if that pick becomes something, and and they stick to their board, if they think there's a drop off on the board at that point, get something, get anything in return, and move out and draft where you think there's more value.
hey, look, this is what I love. Everybody criticizes this, they criticize that, they question this move, they question that move. I look at one thing, and I know we have to win. Obviously, we have to win. We haven't won on the field, but we all know there's reasons for that. We all know those reasons. When you look at this roster, and you look at this roster that we wore 4 years ago when he really started to build this thing, the Jamal Adams trade is really the moment I want to start at. That was ground zero for this team. The Jamal Adams trade, he had a team that he stripped of all the talent and tons of bad money, dead money for the next 2 or 3 years to get rid of. And I just look at what that team was. The team that Marcus May, Becton, and Mims were the best players on, and Bryce Hall. And then I look at the roster now 3-4 years later. And that's how I judge Joe Douglas. He built me maybe the best roster I've ever seen. I've been watching this team for 40 years, and I honestly would put this roster against the other 2 best rosters ever. That was 2009, 2010-ish. I'd say that was one of our best. 1998, Bill Parcells was one of our best, and 1982, Mud Bowl. Those were, the 3 best rosters we've ever had, except for the Super Bowl team, since the Super Bowl. And this year, I know we have to win on the field, but this could be the best roster of all if they play up, if we stay healthy and they play to their potential. So I'm just not going to go apeshit on Joe Douglas right now, because he's the number one person responsible for the roster that we have right now, and I love it.
Yeah. I feel like the lighting here, I just think it's my face that's red and my giant nose being red is throwing the lighting off for me. What's Alan got to say? The draft was mostly awesome. Got the tackle we need, the perfect receiver for A-Rod, 2 bruising backs to fit a new gap scheme, and a QB with good trade. Yes, we didn't even get to the QB. I think Jordan Travis was a guy that, from what I've seen, my projection, 80% of us wanted in the mid rounds. I know Ricky is ecstatic. He's a Florida State guy. This is a player that would have been drafted a lot earlier. And not that I'm happy the player got hurt, but the player getting hurt, I think, enabled the player to be there for us. And here's the thing I love about it. As Jets fans, as I've mentioned before, we're always looking for that savior. Sam Darnold, Mark Sanchez, Zach Wilson. We're looking for someone to save us. This kid doesn't have to do anything but sit in a room with Tyrod Taylor and Aaron Rodgers. Over 35 years of NFL experience, and learn. He's got arm talent. He's got leg talent. He can just sit and learn, and there's no pressure on him, right? Like, he's got zero and that's what I think I love most about this draft class, the fact that there's no pressure on these guys. There's no anointing a savior. There's no we need him to be great from day one. It's a new day for the Jets roster. It's a draft where we can win without you. We can lift the trophy without any contributions from these guys, right? Special teams aside. We don't need Corley to be wide receiver 1. And every time we draft a weapon, we try to make them wide receiver 1 immediately. He can be 5th or 6th on the team in receptions and be a nice contributor to a winning team as a rookie. That's okay. That's what it's called for. He can be behind Garrett, Mike Williams, Conklin, Brees in receptions, and maybe have 20 to 30 catches, but be impactful when they do give him the ball, right? And that's okay. Like, we don't need 85 catches, 1,200 yards from this kid. There'll be a portion of the fan base that call him disappointing if he doesn't get that, because they're just statistical idiots who just look at numbers and don't ever look at impact on what a player can do. But the guy gets 2 catches a game, picks up first downs majority of the time. My favorite part of him, he loves blocking. He loves blocking, Jer.
Mm-hmm.
How much better is that? Now, listen, Alan Lazard sucks a receiver. But if you got to put Alan Lazard out there, I want to run the ball. And if you have Corley and Lazard on one side and you run a toss and you bring out Tyron Smith and you pull out John Simpson and then you got Corley and Lazard blocking, I like that. And then you add Ruckert, I like that. I like what the run game can be as much as I like what Aaron Rodgers can do. And Corley can affect the run game as much as he can the pass game.
Yeah.
So there's no parade. There's no anointing of anybody. Just let them develop. There's no pressure on them. Get in your rooms, learn from the veterans in the room with you, and then go from there. What do you think about Mr. Irrelevant? You got jet lag, don't you? You're dragging ass, I can see.
A little bit. I took him in a couple of mocks as a joke. And you know why I took him? I think I took him the same reason. I think I took him the same reason in mock drafts that JD took him. I figured, you know what? He made it onto Alabama. So at one point, he was really good. He was probably like a 4 or 5 star recruit. He probably, because of the amount of safeties that come out of Alabama, you don't get a chance to play realistically until your senior year. You get your 1 year to play. And maybe he got off to a bad start for the first few games, made some mistakes, and it just killed his draft value, and he never stood out. But with the right coaching and the right opportunity, maybe he'll develop into something. Who knows? But that's what I think. If you're going to pick a guy and you're out of players on your board, take a guy from Georgia or Alabama. Take a guy that had to get into one of the hardest programs to get into for football and hope that maybe there was a reason why he wasn't high on the draft boards and that you could fix him or save him, because at one point he was very special, because you don't make it onto Alabama and you don't make it onto that team and you don't play on that team unless you have something very special about you, unless you were at one point, that kid had to be great. So that's how I feel about it. We'll see what happens, but I'm not, it's Mr. Irrelevant. It was a free comp pick. Whatever happens, happens.
And I always forget, not that I always forget, maybe I just never really paid attention to it. I didn't know they get a whole week. Like, he hasn't even been to the Jets facility yet. Mr. Irrelevant goes right out to Southern California for a parade in his honor. There's a whole week in Mr. Irrelevant's honor. I didn't know that. I mean, every year I hear it, but maybe I just forget it because it's never meant anything to me because we've never had that pick. But that's pretty odd and pretty cool, right? That you're the last pick. You know, and the undrafted free agents. I know one is from a wide receiver. My buddy tagged me in it today. His daughter's a cheerleader there for the football team. And they took a wide receiver from there in Connecticut. I forget the school. But I think Jets fans always, since Wayne Corbett, we always root for that undrafted guy to surprise and make the roster. Last year, there was a lot of love for Brownlee, Gibson, Irving, guys who were late or undrafted. Rodgers has done a lot. Rodgers has done a lot with those.
I'll tell you what, we signed that defensive tackle from Miami. The kid was supposed to be a 4th round pick. Like, everybody had
LT. We got 3 LTs. We got Leonard Taylor III, LT the third.
Everybody had him as a 4th round thing. He's like, and he's our kind of defensive tackle. He's explosive to the quarterback. I don't know why he didn't get drafted, but that's just a free pickup for us. That's a guy that's draftable in the 4th round.
Yeah, I looked him up yesterday or this morning. 6'4", 304. Saw some highlights on Twitter from him or Google where he's a penetrating D tackle.
Look at Ricky giving the Alabama hate. Fraud.
I like it.
They've won some national championships, though. You know? I don't care about if they're fraud or rotational system, whatever you want to say. They get 4 and 5 star recruits.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't argue that. The kid,
No, I'll agree.
whatever he was good in high school.
I'll agree with that. VR coming. VR is the U. He's going to be a unit. He's making his team. All right. I like that take.
Look,
I like it. Screenshot it, everybody. And I'll do this while you screenshot it.
If you look at him play, if you watch the film on that kid, everyone says the same thing and it's true and you'll see it. Similar to Brandon Fisk. When he gets an opening, when he's in any kind of space, he catapults himself to the quarterback. He's explosive to the quarterback. Now, I didn't like Brandon Fisk because on the plays where Brandon Fisk does not have space, he gets shoved around like a rag doll. So I didn't like Brandon Fisk. This kid, I got to watch his film again. I don't know how he does against on running plays and things like that, but he's a very good pass rushing defensive tackle, which fits our system.
I like it. I mean, I'm going to root for the kid. Like, I root for these players. And let's address the elephant in the room. Our roster is so good. We're not going to have 4 or 5 of these guys make the team. There might be guys that we drafted that don't make the team. And it's not that those guys are busts. It's just that our roster is so good, it's going to be hard to crack, right?
Yeah.
But if you get one guy who makes the roster and you find something, you find that diamond in the rough, you find that 9th defensive lineman that you don't have to go out and spend money on to bring someone in, that's worth it. You know, you have the DN from Michigan. Guys played in big games, national champion this year. Maybe he becomes something.
No, Ricky, I don't like the D. Milner types, Ricky. I didn't say I like the kid. I said sometimes I pick them.
Why do we have that name on this channel tonight, Ricky?
The 257th pick of the draft in the 7th round when you don't have anybody left and you figure, well, it's Alabama. That's all I said. You don't hear me sitting there saying I picked the kid with 185. I didn't say pick the kid at pick 134. It's 257. It's Mr. Irrelevant. It's the same thing as just signing an undrafted free agent and bringing him into camp. So that's all I said. That means I like him. The odds are the kid's not going to make the roster anyway. So who cares?
Let me add on to what you're saying. You'd rather take somebody from a big school who was talented enough to get recruited by the big school than roll the dice on somebody from Tennessee, Chattanooga at 257, right? You'd rather go to one of the elite schools where they saw something in the kid than to take somebody who's never played against good competition on any level.
If there was no one left on my board. If there was, I would take the kid from Chattanooga if he was on my board because there was something I liked about him. But if there was no one left on my board that I cared about, and then I just had to take somebody, that's, what do? You just Alabama, okay. I mean, if he doesn't make the team, if he sucks, who cares? He sucks.
I'll say it, though. I'll say it. As the Georgia fan, I'll say it. Fuck all things Alabama. Fuck all things Alabama. I'll say it. Put it on me. Fuck everything Alabama. Fuck Mobile. Fuck all the restaurants that you held up the lines in a drive-thru when you were down there for the Senior Bowl. Fuck Nick Saban. Fuck their basketball team for knocking out North Carolina. Fuck everything Alabama. I'm not done yet.
Fuck that Whataburger. Fuck Whataburger.
Fuck Forrest Gump. Fuck everything. Because of you, I started having a lot of chocolates, and now I'm diabetic. So fuck you, Gump. Speaking of things I don't like and people I don't like, I'm going to bring in someone to join us now. He launched his own channel He has been a very big member of your chat and my chat for a long time.
You're relevant.
Thank you for the fact that that I can search previous words and find out what he really thought about me before we became friends. That was fun. I liked that day. That was a pleasant surprise. Let's bring in Dano. What's up, bro?
Let me powder my face.
Remember when people used to be so excited and happy to get onto shows? He comes in with the middle finger.
Yeah, now it's like, fuck you guys. I don't need you guys anymore. Like he used to be in the chat and be like, are we doing call-ins? Are we doing call-ins? I want to get my airtime. And now it's like, oh, I'm here with you guys. Fuck you. Come watch my channel. Fuck them. Sorry, Alfonso. I had to get that out.
That is facts.
I've been very, very sore, Alfonso, since Alabama knocked out North Carolina in the tournament. So I had to vent a little bit. I apologize. There was children present. Please forgive me. But if you're not an Alabama fan, I'm pretty sure you agree with me. So what's up, Dane? I am putting your chat. I'm putting your YouTube link right now in the chat. Everyone, do yourselves a favor. Do Dane a favor. Do me a favor. Go over there. Subscribe to his show. He's got a lot of good takes. He puts a lot of hard work into the show. Go show him some support.
He uses crazy fancy words, the kind of words that you hear like in the spelling bees with those 15-year-olds, like Agapala-Palakakis.
Like Fane.
Fane.
Am I coming in clear, by the way? I'm trying this new setup.
I mean, you look like shit, but other than that, yeah, you sound fine.
Any whiter and I'll just blend into the walls, right?
You do. Your beard actually looks like the trim on the frame behind you.
What did you guys think of that the best second round pick I've ever seen us do?
We can't put it this way. We didn't bust on this one.
Hey, we got a Hall of Fame quarterback, right?
We did not. Well, oh yeah, you look at it that way. But we did not pick a failure in the second round this year. So that's a win.
It was almost a good thing that it's definitely a good thing that JD couldn't trade up in the second round to grab Malachi. For multiple,
we took him in the third.
We got him in the third. He's cheaper. He cost us less, and he wasn't a second round pick.
And you know what? I thought for sure when they said we were trading up that it was going to be for Coleman. And then when he went, I was like, oh, shit. But no, man. They said, well, who knows if you want to believe it, but that he was our wide receiver 4. Pretty cool, though. I mean, I don't know how many teams had him as wide receiver 4, but the fact that he was our man and we got him, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Same with Fashanu. He was obviously our guy. I mean, after the wide receivers went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you and I spoke on your show yesterday, and I said I'm looking forward to the Take Flight show, where a couple years ago we saw Joe trying to trade up to get on the clock for Jermaine Johnson, and then we're on the clock. We're on the fucking clock. I'm looking forward to the phone calls again, where they do it with him calling, and then erupting when we do move up for Malachi Corley. So I love that the Jets record everything, absolutely everything. And
I wish they would stop putting Woody on the phone.
I know.
He owns the team. They're not going to stop putting the owner on. He writes everybody's fucking check. You think they're not giving him the one day of airtime he gets?
Hi. What about Chris Johnson? Yeah. I'm Chris
That's
Johnson.
Like this. Welcome to Nick.
I'm Chris Johnson.
I suddenly have nothing to say.
I'm Chris Johnson. I'm the worthless brother that's cutting on the phone because my last name is Johnson.
You would think that he could learn a couple sentences, though, that aren't cringy as hell.
It's the same shit, right? Like, he's not a football guy. It's not like I'm getting on the phone or you're getting on. He's not a fan. He's a billionaire. So it's like they give him a couple things. Oh, we're really excited to have you. You're going to love it here. We've been watching you and hoping that you fell to us. That same fucking PR statements that they give him to say, so it doesn't upset the fans. But little does he know we're Jets fans, and we're always fucking upset. We'll find something to be mad about. Even if you're pleasant and kind to a draft pick, Dane will still find a way to fucking hate you and somehow get Nick fired up.
Dude, so when do you know offhand when he bought the team? What year was that? 90.
He signed my belly at the Colts playoff game in 2002. Yes, for those of you that don't know, Woody Johnson walked around in the parking lot before the 41-0 murder that we did against the Colts. And he came around with his cronies, and I think he bought the team in 01 or 02. And he walked around in the parking lot and came up to our tailgate and asked if there's anything he could do for us. I was like, you know what? You can get me a beer. I've never had a billionaire get me a beer. And he reached down to my white cooler that had Britney Spears stickers on it that I put $1 of quarters in at the bowling alley and pull out the cardboard. I put those stickers on my cooler, and my cooler was I was 24 at the time, right? What do you want from me? And it was the Britney Spears cooler, and it creaked every time it opened. And and Woody Johnson, a billionaire, reached in, looks at me and goes, Miller Lite? I go, yes, sir. Gives me the Miller Lite. I crack it. I go, that's awesome. Thank you. He goes, anything else I could do? And I pull up my shirt and I go, sign my stomach. And Woody Johnson signed my stomach with Sharpie.
That's a good story, man. That is. How have we not heard that one? Yeah.
Oh, it might have been in the during the stage of you not listening to my show because you didn't like me. Maybe I told the story then, but like a little dirty slut, you came crawling back to me, and I love it.
You act like it's so shocking that your demeanor would rub someone the wrong.
I live on that shit. I live on that shit.
What's up, Jeremy? What's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, everyone in the chat? Thank you for all hanging out.
I edited that belly bump video. I think I'm done seeing you guys partially naked.
We win a Super Bowl. The other side, the other level comes down. We will moon each other and do a butt bump. We win a Super Bowl. You will see a bare ass butt bump between me and Jeremy.
I'm so glad you're around still, man. Like you're gonna hopefully be local for the whole regular season. I got to get to a game with both you guys.
Yes, and you know what? I got something I'm gonna announce soon about that.
Oh, nice. By the way, if anyone's listening, we're trying to get people together for the Jets at Pittsburgh game. Well, let's see when the schedule comes out first, obviously, but I also want to see my first ever home game. Been a fan 20, 27, 28 years, and I haven't been to a home game yet, so that's on the back burner as well.
Dano, you remind me of the guy who taught me how to turn a Pepsi can into a smoking device for marijuana.
I've done that several times.
Yes, he does.
You're that kind of guy. Oh,
Yes,
don't
sir.
worry. Don't worry. It's okay that we don't have rolling.
Before they were available at every gas
You got a
station and
can,
store,
I can
Yes.
see
Dane would be like, I need incense candles, a Pepsi can, tie wraps, and a blowtorch. Like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden he'd be like, because you got high, because you got high.
Because I got high.
like
That-
you're totally
that-
you're totally that guy who's probably taught so many people how to do shit like that in their life.
Yes, sir. Who cares about the fumes you're inhaling, man? You're getting high.
You're getting high.
Dane is druggy MacGyver.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You go to work, then I got
Rubbing them wrong.
I got
What is
Daniel,
that?
I showed Daniel that.
Nice, Daniel. Good for you. Good for you. So, all right, I'm going to announce it now.
Nice.
2 years ago, Jets content creators started, I forget the show that started it. Forgive me. But I know Green Bean was the one that, I don't know if he started it or he really pushed it. It was the Wayward Jet Fan Fun. and it was to get people who had never been to a Jet home game funds to help them. So with all the help that Dane has given me behind the scenes, I'm going to announce tonight that I'm going to start a fund for Jets fans. We'll do a GoFundMe, and we will, like, Iowan Jet fan was able to get money to come out. He actually, was hanging out with me when he was out here for that, hung out at the apartment with me, him, and Adam. I am going to do the same this year. I'm going to start something. We're going to promote it. We can put it on the other shows, and to help someone like Dane, who's never been out to New Jersey for a home game. If we get enough money, we'll do other people. And
cool.
The experience at MetLife for a home game, even if it's just Zach Wilson starting for Kansas City game, we lost the game, and it was the most intense crowd I was ever a part of. So I'm going to have that. I'll launch that. Today is Sunday. By Wednesday night on Pride and Chaos at 9 o'clock, we'll have the link. We'll have everything set up, and you don't have to give super chats to the show. We'll have a separate fund, so that way YouTube and taxes don't take it. All of your donations will go 100%. I think you lose $2 or $3 out of every 100 from GoFundMe. So a higher percentage of the donations go to the person needing them. And we'll push that out. And we'll pump that out. And Dane, you will be the first recipient. And we'll go from there.
You know what? That I'm speechless, man. That's a first.
I do. I'm not an asshole all the time. If I'm going to be an asshole for an hour and 16 minutes of the show, I got to do something like this to make everyone say I'm a lovable asshole.
We got
I'll promote the hell out of it.
I think there's going to be a big group. They're working on it. The Talking Jets guys are working on the opener. They want to see if they can get that. Green Bean wants to do it because he wants to do the traditional Coney Island Ride the Cyclone the Saturday before the opener. And, so that would be the best one, because if we can get you in for that, we can get you to Coney Island. I don't know if you've ever been.
See, and I'm not totally helpless. Like, if I got some help, I could, you know what I mean? I can maximize it. Dude, I'll strap a GoPro to me and get so much content for everybody else as well. Like, that would be awesome. That would.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to wear a strap on, I'll pay for the fucking trip myself.
We got to get you to Brooklyn Pizza. We got to get you to Nathan's. We got to get you, there's a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch. It's a whole experience.
You hang out with Jeremy for 2 days, you'll look like me and him when you pick your shirt up. You won't be skinny anymore. You'll have to pay for one flight ticket on the way in and have to pay for 2 on the way home.
Jeremy, you're going to be there for the opener?
I'm going to do everything I can. Do everything I can to make it happen. Yeah. I mean, I have like JetBlue. I have tons of JetBlue mile points. So like I have points for JetBlue. Like I'm going to figure out, but I've got to get in for that opener, and I mean, I got to make it happen, obviously. So we'll get the money. We'll raise the money. We'll get you in there. Who knows? You may even end up, if I use the apartment, if my brother's not using it and I can use the apartment in the city, I'll get you in there with me.
I'm a good time in person, man. I promise.
Oh, we'll have, dude. We'll have a blast. We'll hit some serious places. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. That's what I'm good for. I'm going to take you to food. I'm going to just take you to food places.
I'll make you laugh and he'll feed you.
Nate, I'm from about an hour and a half from Pittsburgh. So literally,
are you closer to New Jersey, hour and a half, or north, south?
Well, I used to be into Ohio an hour and a half from Pittsburgh. And I saw us play in Pittsburgh a few times. I've driven to Cleveland with one ticket and seen us play a preseason game. So like, but now I moved. Now I'm directly north of Pittsburgh. So if you guys came for that Hall of Fame game last year, you probably drove or flew right over me.
Nice.
Then I
Just
got
catching up in the chat
then
here.
I got
Yeah, my prediction is week 2 will be our home opener.
I think so too.
Week 1, I want to be at San Francisco on Sunday Night Football.
Oh my god, I might have to go to that. I'm a 2
I-
hour drive.
See,
I'm a
Well, I
2 hour
told you.
drive.
I told you. My friend, lifelong friend from high school, his wife is a VP for Levi's. She's the marketing VP for Levi's. So they have their own suite. And he was on the flight with the San Francisco friends and family that they flew out, that big jet. There was all pictures of them doing that for like the members of the organization. He was on that. She was in the stadium for a pregame party. He was in the 49ers friends and family tent for their tailgate at the Super Bowl. And he's just like, you tell us what game if you ever come out here and we'll get you tickets. And I'll be in the suite for the game. So obviously if I come, you're with me for that. We have to wear Levi's jeans in the Levi's suite. That's it.
Dude, I'll wear a fucking chicken outfit if I have to get into a suite for that game.
I will
I
say
should
though,
have, wait. I just got a text from him. You have to dress like a gold miner in order to get in there.
I'll dress like a
Oh,
gold
that'd
mine.
be great. Him with a red shirt on, with a vest and like a fucking piece of straw hanging out of his mouth.
It's a
Cowboy
2-hour drive, and we're playing our freaking the team we were molded after. You know what a great game that's going to be.
So yeah, we'll do that. We'll get that going. That way you can get everything that you need. You can pick the game. The scheduled release is, they used to do it the week before the draft, like that Wednesday the week before the draft or Tuesday the week before. And last year they waited to make sure we got Rodgers, and they did it after, so they know what games to put us on. Because Rodgers is primetime draw. So Wednesday night, 9:00.
I was just gonna say that's a great choice with San Francisco opening up there, because you think about it, we have one more away game this year than we have home games. Boom, we should have a home away game to start. But not only that, out of our 9 away games, we got to go to London, we got to go all the way to Arizona, and
Why do we
gotta
have to go to London?
Well,
they
we
announce
will.
that?
They didn't announce it, but it's okay. Even if not, though, Arizona and San Francisco, like I'm with you. I want to open up with one that's far away because we don't have a game right before it. Get it out of the way.
Somebody said, give us our first 2 games on the road. Give us Sunday night in San Francisco and Thursday at Arizona.
Dude, I'd be pumped.
Or 4:00. Give us the 4:00 national game in San Francisco, and then Thursday night in Arizona, and then you don't even have to come home. You're out there for the week.
Papa
It
Yeti
sounded
wants
like-
to go to the Arizona game.
Here
Papa Yeti,
is
I could go on Southwest. It's a freaking 40-minute flight for me.
Do you know Rat Diddy, Jeremy?
I know the name from the chats.
He was just at Vegas with Jake Asman, and he's from Arizona. So if you need another guy, I'm sure that if he knows you're going, he'll be there too.
Yeah. Okay. And there's a whole crew. There's an Arizona Jet fan club with like Moscow, Dan Moscow. I mean, there's a whole crew out there.
Yeah,
There's a whole
I've
crew.
seen him on Twitter. Like
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
bunch of there's a bunch
there's
of
a
people
whole
out
crew.
there.
So, and I've told them I wanted to go out there and see, and watch a Jet game with them, and they said anytime. But now it's like an actual Jet game. Like, let's all go to the Jet game. Yeah,
That's cool.
I got another hot take. Two of our opponents this year, Minnesota and Jacksonville, have games in Europe. we're the opposing team and we play both games over there instead of flying out, coming back. Stay out there, play 2 games out there.
And those are our
Now
away
you're getting,
games?
and
Counts
the
as
Jets,
away
don't
games?
forget, have the Jets and Nick Mangold are the ambassador for NFL UK. So if you want to build that entire week and a half, you get there on Wednesday or whatever it is, and you have all your events, and the Jets play Jacksonville on Sunday and Minnesota the following Sunday. It's something to keep an eye out on. I'm wondering. I mean, obviously the Jets would have to okay that. They would have to be a part of those plans. But if you're the ambassador to the UK that you announced last year, and Nick Mangold is your ambassador to the UK, you can just promote the shit out of the NFL with Rodgers, with the Jets, with this star-studded team out there. So I think one of the teams did multiple games out there. I don't know if that's happened before. Buffalo and Kansas City were a game this year, but I mean, that would give us a benefit in one of the games. If we're out there for 2 weeks, the jet lag is over by the time game 2 happens, right? And then Minnesota or Jacksonville's flying out midweek. So I don't know, just something outside the box. I like to throw out some crazy stuff. I did it Wednesday night. I had 6 of the first 7 picks being quarterbacks, and people are like, you're out of your goddamn mind. I was slightly off. It was 6 of the first 12 because nobody traded up.
I had 6 out of 13, but you were closer.
Yanni.
But people having us start at home are insane. Like, you already got, if you start at home, you're going to have 7 out of the next, 16?
Yeah,
that are
7 out of 17, 7 out of...
Yeah, it's not going to
happen.
happen.
9 out of your next 16 are on the road.
It's not smart, especially when you've got cross-country trips several times.
I don't know. Something to look at with the schedule. Some outside-the-box things. Coincidence that 2 of our opponents have London, or is it both London? I don't know if someone else could look that up. Is it both London? Because I know they're Germany. There's other places over there that they're doing. If anyone in the chat can let me know, I'll keep an eye out. I do think they did. I don't think this is the first time it would happen.
We're going to go 12-5, guys, if we stay healthy.
We stay healthy.
Maybe 13-4.
Yeah, right. How do you... Yeah, I could see it, man. If we didn't have to shut down, if we started 14-0 and had to, I would bet if you had to play all 17 as hard as you can, I would sprinkle a little bit on undefeated, but there's no sense in doing it.
I mean, if we stay healthy, we're really fucking good, man.
Dude, we are really good. Really good.
Let's look at it. Let's look at the opponents. We'll do the away games first.
Okay.
At Arizona, we should beat them.
Oh yeah.
At San Francisco is our biggest matchup, toughest matchup of the season. I'm not saying it's a guarantee San Francisco beats us. Now, I know it sucks traveling out west. If the NFL did something like we're at Arizona on Sunday and then we're San Francisco on Thursday, not having to make that long trip, you make that trip on Friday and then you take the short trip on Sunday night to the San Francisco area. That's a huge benefit for us. I don't know if it's going to work that way. Both teams fully healthy, I think it's a push. You can't say we're definitely going to lose. You can't say we're definitely going to win. But them going out there, I'll give the slight edge to San Francisco.
I think it's a pick'em game, though, as far as spread and all that.
It'll be 3.5, right? The home team gets a field goal. You'll give them 3.5 because you give them a slight little edge being home. But still, we got to see who's available for the game, right? If the injuries always happen for both sides. Away at Minnesota, I don't care where that game is with a rookie quarterback or Sam Darnold starting, we win. At Tennessee,
We got
we
it.
should win. We should win.
Mm-hmm.
At Jacksonville, I don't care where that game is. If that's
We're
London or if
favored.
that's there, I don't care. Pittsburgh, at Pittsburgh.
That's what
I will say this. Pittsburgh's defense gives them a chance in any and every game.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think Russell Wilson or Justin Fields is good enough to beat us. I think we win the game. It might be an ugly game. It might be the ugliest game of the season. It might be 16-13 in rain on a grass field. I just think we're better than them. I think it would have to be an injury-riddled team to lose that game. At New England, it's 45-3. We're going to do to them what they did to us. That's going to be a fucking whitewash. At Miami, never easy. I'll say that's a loss. Because Miami always plays well in Miami, and I'll give that a loss. At Buffalo, we got Josh Allen's number. If Zach Wilson was 2-1 in the last 3 games against Josh, if Zach Wilson was 2-1 in his last 3 games against Josh Allen, what the fuck do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to do? Yeah, Daniel, I am confident. If this team is healthy, I'm fucking confident. Home, I'm very happy this game is at home because to Seattle is always a shit trip with shit weather.
No more Pete Carroll. No more Pete Carroll. Geno Smith. Our defense. We're gonna fucking rock their world.
Thank you. The Rams coming here. That will be non-division our toughest game. If they're healthy with Puka, Kupp, Stafford, Kyrie Henderson, that'll be a challenge for our offense. But I think we're good enough to take that. Denver here, it could be Zach Wilson or Bo Nix. I'm fairly confident saying we win that game. The Colts. This could be the game that we lose at home that nobody thinks we will because Anthony Richardson is fucking exciting. And he looked like he was about to take the league over last year before he got hurt. That could be a game where I think it's an unexpected loss. The Texans. I think we match up great with the Texans. You saw it last year. I know Stroud got knocked out in that game. But if Zach Wilson could do things on their defense in the rain and we scored 30 points, I think that's a win. It'd be a good matchup, but I think it's a win. I'm not saying we're going to blow them out, but I think that's a win. Patriots again, win. Miami coming up here, win. And Buffalo coming here. I think we go 5-1 in the division. I think we just beat the shit out of everybody. All things considered, I think we could push 14-3 with a healthy team. I do. And I don't think it's crazy to say that if this team is healthy. We can beat you with the pass. We can beat you in the run. We can beat you in special teams. We can beat you with the home field advantage. We can beat you stopping the run. We can beat you stopping your pass. We can beat you in any fucking way possible. Yeah, sorry, Dane. I just think the Jets always lose one game that no one expects them to. And I just think Anthony Richardson getting out of the pocket could be that game that gives us fits.
Not you, Wild Wave. He was like, "Oh, the Colts are going to be so damn good." They're going to be good.
Okay.
It's the QB is the question, I think there. But honestly, I think we're going to be favored in like 14 or 15 games out of 17. I mean, you still, like Daniel said, the NFL is parity. You know, you still got to go out and do it. But I do think we're favored in a hell of a lot of games, including those that are on the road. Chaos, what kind of microphone do you have?
This?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It doesn't really have a brand name. I just got a few years ago online on Amazon. I mean, I just typed in my
sound.
Yeah.
Chef's
I like
kiss.
that take, Mike. I like that take. He looks like Lamar Jackson and Cam Newton's body. You want to watch some fun film? Go watch Anthony Richardson in September with the Colts before he injured his shoulder. He he looked very, very impressive, and he very well could have been there with Stroud in terms of taking over the league as a rookie. I'm a big fan of the kid. He was my number one quarterback coming out of that class, and I would have taken him number one overall. But I hope the kid's healthy because I think he's going to be really fucking exciting. And if he wisens up and learns to slide instead of taking those hits or trying to deliver those hits in the NFL, he'll have some more longevity. And I really, really like the kid. I really, really do. He could be a tough guard, tough cover for a lot of years.
They're on my radar now. I wasn't even thinking of them, to be honest.
You look at what they have weapon-wise with Taylor coming back healthy for a season. No waiting for him to get healthy. You got Pittman as your WR1, who's nice. And, they got their line didn't play well. Hey, Allison, how are you? I mean, why did the Jets give us out? No, he's gone.
He's gone. It's real. It's real.
100%. He's gone. That's a
got rid of
different
him.
discussion, Alan, though, right? That's what I'm saying. If he can stay healthy and if he learns to slide and learns the value of self-preservation, that living to play another play in the NFL is more important than another yard. That's good for him. Yeah, Dave. You don't want to see anyone get concussions, but if this guy doesn't value and learn to protect himself, it could be a shortened career. You got to avoid those hits.
I just want to sing one thing to Dano. At G.G. Edwards, if you get a big settlement and you want cash now.
J.G. Wentworth, not J.G. Edwards. Call J.J. Wentworth.
877 cash now.
Hey,
Cash now.
Does anybody feel bad for Jonathan Franklin Myers right now? Like, he had to endure Zach for how many years, and now he has to do it again.
Oh my God.
Good. Good. Let's address
I know,
that.
but
Thank you.
Come on.
No.
He didn't want
You
to
got asked to take a pay cut.
and
If
now
the
he's
captain of the
walking.
defense, C.J. Mosley, takes a pay cut, why the fuck couldn't you?
Yeah, I know.
You got asked to take a pay cut. You said no. But then you agree to go to Denver, and you work out a pay cut there. Now, I know we owe him money, so he can take the pay cut because it's still money paid.
But you know what? Money is so important to him. He was with us for those years and had to bear these losing years. Now we have Aaron Rodgers back. We're about to be a prime team that wins 13 to 14 games. We're going to make a deep run, possibly win the Super Bowl. And he's going to have to watch with Denver where Zach Wilson might end up being the starting quarterback.
Good. That's what you deserve. If you're not a team player in a win now season where Aaron Rodgers took less money, your captain on the defense, C.J. Mosley, took less money, you tell them no, I would have shipped you to freaking Bogota. I don't care. Like, get out of here. We don't need you.
All right, let me ask you this, Nick. You were big on the Michael Clemens doesn't have a role anymore. Does that now give him a role?
I mean, he's still DT tackle 5. Because, don't forget, Reddick's not Huff. Reddick plays rundowns.
Right.
That's the difference.
So does JJ.
Huff was JFM was our first down run defensive end. That's going to be Reddick. So those plays were gone for JFM. You're not going to pay him that much money.
Though.
Clemens, I still don't think Clemens makes the roster.
Okay.
I think
Now-
with Quinn
now
Williams, why?
I think he does.
Let's go
I think
through
he
it.
does.
You got JJ, Reddick, Will McDonald, and then you have who's the other one? Holmes. They signed Holmes that they liked that played last year.
It's not going to
So
be
there's-
better He's not better than Clemens. Come on. Clemens plays special
What has
teams.
Clemens ever done besides argue with fans in Cleveland and try to fight Deion Dawkins in the hallway and commit stupid penties? What has he
think he
done
makes-
on the field?
I think
He's
he makes
better
the
than
roster.
Holmes. He's better than Holmes. He's not that bad.
He's cheap.
Mhm.
All right. Let's talk
No, I
outside.
I
Do you
understand
think
that.
they're trying to
No, I
fight
understand
Dawkins
that
and
they're
telling the
trying-
fans in Cleveland, fuck you, fuck you? He's not me
No,
sitting here
no,
doing the show.
I know that might cost them, but the fact that they didn't cut him for that already, or didn't already announce him being released, means they're going to give him a chance to win the job and fix that. Is all I'm saying. But no, you're right. It wouldn't be shocking if he got thrown out. It wouldn't be shocking if he
He's
gets
not
cut.
untouchable.
He's
I
not
don't think he's a
untouchable.
guarantee to make the roster. When you look
No.
at the D tackles with Quinnen Williams, Fotu, Solomon Thomas, Kinlaw, that's 4 there. So that's 8 defensive linemen. They like Tanzel Smart. I think Tanzel Smart can contribute more to this team than Michael Clemens can. And now if you look at the undrafted free agent, Taylor, if he can penetrate the gaps and get in upfield, it's better than Clemens does. Like, Clemens does nothing with play to excite anybody. And if somebody can do something to excite, Clemens will be the odd man out, even with this. I
And
know
I
he's
agree.
physical and he's strong, but make some fucking plays.
I think that
Positive
it was a mistake to make him gain weight too. Like, I think if he sheds that weight back down, let's see where he would have been had that not happened. Like, I want to see one more year out of him.
Here's a point, too, from the big fella. Thank you for the super chat. He had the roughing the passer against New England in 2022 that brought back Michael Carter's pick 6. That cost us that game. That was the difference there. I know we had another roughing the passer one that was really atrocious, but I was still drinking in 2022, so I don't recall.
Look,
Sorry, Knob. I know how you feel, Knob.
At the end of the day, whether it's Clemens or Holmes, they're going to get the lightest amount of reps, obviously, and the most reps are going to go to the 3. There's going to be like this rotation where McDonald will be there in pass rush situations every time with either Reddick or JJ based on the reps and the rotation. But I think that Will McDonald will not be in there in the early rounds, but you're going to see Will McDonald every 3rd and 15. It's going to be Will McDonald and either JJ or Reddick, depending on who played the early downs.
Clemens and McDonald will form one player, I think. Their snap counts. Clemens on the rush downs, McDonald on the not in the same spot, but like as far as the snap I agree.
Yeah.
T. Rivera, thank you for another super chat, man. Appreciate it. He asked, have you seen the report from Depressed Ginger about the Jets are planning to move to Queens and build their own stadium? The talk is Woody is tired of the Maras because the turf and a roof. I'll address it in 2 different ways. Firstly, this stadium was built so fucking cheap. Now, I know what you're saying. $1 billion is not cheap. But SoFi, with the Rams and the Chargers, cost $5.4 billion. And it is fucking spectacular. This fucking tin can cost $1 billion. And there's nothing special about it. It's hideous. Internally, listen, I know it fits 82,000. And if you put 82,000 seats in, you can't do the other amenities and the other things that these other stadiums can do. I'll speak selfishly. I'm in New Jersey. I live right next to the Turnpike at exit 12. The Jets are off exit 16W. It's a 20-minute ride up the Turnpike for me. I enjoy the tailgate with my group. I enjoy the day itself. I would not probably go to many games, if at all, if I had to take the train into Manhattan, the subway out there, and not have a place to tailgate with the crew. I wouldn't go out just for the game because the game experience isn't that much fun. The parking lot is more fun. I get the frustration, but Don't forget, when you build a stadium in the NFL, you get $300 million from the league every 30 years towards the stadium. The Jets would have to pay for and privately fund the entire stadium. And Woody, who is finance conscious, would have to fund all of it. So I don't know. Last time he tried to get a stadium in New York City, the Dolans shut it down and used all their political pull to have that stadium squashed. So I don't think it happens. And if it does happen, it's going to cost Woody so much extra money to get the okay than to just keep it as to do what he wants. Sorry, my train of thought just went out of my head. It is embarrassing to share a stadium, Wild Wave, but you know what? I want to win a Super Bowl while in the stadium, so we have that on them. You won one, we won one. I lost track of time. Jeremy, how much more time do you have to hang out? I know you originally said an hour. We're getting up on 2, and this is usually where you do the Irish dip and just like leave without saying goodbye.
I do have to go.
Let me just get up. Let me piss and everything, and then I'll open up the call-ins. I lost track of time. And it's 10:45, and I'll open it up in the chat.
All right.
Dane, if you want to hang, you can still hang. If you got to go, you can go. But you two hang and talk. Jeremy, answer what you think about the stadium, and then we'll go from there.
I think the problem with the stadium is I don't know that we're able to get out of the lease right now. Do you know anything about that thing?
I'm pretty sure we can't. The other problem is that Mara has way more pull when it comes to like making votes amongst owners. Mara is like an OG owner. Woody Johnson is like a peon. So if there's ever anything that like needs to go to a vote, Woody is never going to win unless they're on the same page. So I don't know, man, but the Jersey Jets has a nice ring to it.
I don't know, man. I just know it sucks when you lose your team. It's like a shitty kind of situation. I feel bad for the people in New Jersey. I don't live there anymore, but if I move back to Manhattan to my apartment, which my family
I
kept,
hope
that
you do,
ever
by the
happened,
way.
huh?
I hope you do, by the way.
No, thank you. But like it wouldn't make a difference where it was to me, like in the sense that from Manhattan, it's really easy to get to MetLife, and it would be really easy to get to Queens. So it doesn't make that much of a difference. I'm the benefactor. I'm benefiting from the shit that's going down with the Oakland A's because the A's are going to play a minimum of 3 seasons, 20-minute walk from my house in Sacramento, in West Sacramento. So it's cool for me, but it sucks for Oakland. It's a really shitty thing to have happen. But then again, we were, the Jets were from Shea Stadium, 1983, 84 when we moved. It upset a lot of people. So it's not like, oh, what is New Jersey going to do? But I don't know, man. I know that every fan that doesn't live close to that stadium, I know every fan that doesn't live close wants it over because it's really a pain in the ass to get in and out of, and people do not like that stadium.
Let me ask you this: what was the perception when we had the Super Bowl? What was the opinion afterward? Like, were people displeased? Were they displeased though?
Yeah. It was stupid because they opened up the trains to go in to the area at 11 o'clock in the morning with the game starting at 6. Now, when you have 7 hours of trains coming in from Secaucus and dropping people off, you don't realize how many people are coming in. But when the game ends and all those same people are trying to get back out, it was a disaster. There wasn't enough trains. People were there until 3 in the morning. New Jersey Transit had to keep their trains running longer to get everyone out of there. And don't forget that night here, well, some of you might not know this if you're around the country. That Super Bowl was 55 degrees at kickoff at 6:18 or whatever it was. 3:30 in the morning, we got 6 inches of snow. That game was 5 hours away from being played in a fucking snowstorm for the Super Bowl.
As a viewer, that would have been great.
Hell yeah. Hell
Yep.
yeah.
For 3 feet.
Family jewels.
But what I was driving at though is if you think you'll never get another Super Bowl, hey, why are you keeping that lease?
You can't break it. When you sign a 30-year deal.
30? Oh my God. I thought it was 10.
It's 30 years.
Okay.
It's 30 years until you get more money from the league, and you're paying off the state exhibition authority, whatever it is, New Jersey State Authority. Oh, we got everyone popping in. Everyone's popping in at once. Oh, we got
Johnny just got here, so he's gonna have to wait, man.
Oh, everyone's popping in at once.
I better get out of here. I better get
right,
out of here.
yeah.
Those rooms with them. It's unfortunate. I wanted to talk to Bonesy, but I'll talk to him another time.
Do you want to stay? I'll bring Bonesy in first.
Yeah. Wait.
All right, bring him in. I just
Wait.
want to try.
What's up, brother? Get that fucking hat off. Get the fuck out of my show with that shit.
Yo, I had to do it to you, man. You know, if today felt real good for us lonely Knick fans, so.
I hate my name today. I hate my name. I want to change my name today.
Connor Hughes acted like the game was over in the first quarter. He's all over Twitter. They can't shoot. They can't win. Blah blah blah.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
He bitches about the Knicks, and it makes them better. Like that's his superpower.
Yep,
he shits on the team and uses his powers for good. I will give him credit with that.
It's true.
The way the fourth quarter unfolded, the Knicks, not to talk about basketball, but when OG went on Embiid, it felt like Embiid was tired and like couldn't penetrate on him. It changed the whole game. He couldn't score in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I had to work today and do the soccer games, and me and my boy got back. Everybody in the back, 6 of you popped in instantaneously. Give me a few, and I'll cycle through everyone and get you in. I promise everyone will get on air. It just all can't be at once. I want to give you guys your time. What are you trying to do? Grab a dick out of midair? What are you doing? What are you doing, Dana? Are you air dicking?
Come on, Bonesy, you're killing me, man. Where's it at?
Oh, he's trying to have you give him love.
I'm not even looking.
Jesus Christ. Too many pop can bowls for you.
I feel like I'm watching the torch get lit at the Special Olympics with you two. Meanwhile, you two idiots started a forest fire.
Too many pop can bowls, man.
Oh, shit. Yo,
so
can we just talk
brother?
about my man for a second? Can we just talk about Joey Three Legs?
Go ahead.
This guy, what's his hit rate when we trade up? Like, his hit rate has to be high every single time we trade up. If it's for JJ, if it's for Brees, if it's for
Tucker.
Right, Vera Tucker. I just feel like when he sees his guy and he wants somebody, he goes and gets him. Even like with Corley. Like when he's on the phone trying to always trade up because he has like I just feel like as a Jet fan, a hardcore guy, I always feel like we're kind of in control, like we got our shit together. I've never felt like that during free agency, during the draft. It's always been like Ja'Kai Polite or fucking Devin Smith or D. Milner or
Lorenzo Malden.
Lorenzo Malden, Kyle Wilson. It's always bust after bust. Like, I just feel like we always know what we're doing. Like, we're trading up. I still don't agree with the Packers. What was that trade? What was the actual? It was, we went from 11 to what? 26th in the fourth round? Was it 15 spots?
Yeah, and we got a 5. We gave up 72 point value, and we got 59. So we lost the trade by 13 points. But at that point, I think it's just, all right, we don't like what we're going to get here. We'd rather trade back, get something in return, get another choice, right? Because the hit rate in rounds 4, 5, and 6 is very low. If you'd rather trade back 15 spots, get another pick. But then don't forget, that trade back landed a 3 next year. So you got to include that as part of the trade because it's the total compensation. Immediately it looks bad. But when the Lions give us a 3 for next year, and we got 2 3s next year, and come the trade deadline, if we need to go get somebody, we have that ammunition. So you got to look at it as domino effect instead of just that trade by itself right now.
And at the end of the day, we end up getting Braden Allen and Travis Jordan. I mean, so we get the 2 guys. Even the fan base wanted to, So, I mean, we get the 2 guys. It was a gamble. I thought we were going to lose out on Allen when we did that trade back. I was pissed, but we ended up getting the running back I wanted. So then I forgave him. I didn't care.
Did anybody else hear that we traded the JFM? Or one of the trades, we needed a particular pick, and then we traded it by accident. And I feel like that Packer trade was to get a pick in the same range that we needed and accidentally got rid of. Now, I could be wrong.
We gave up when we traded up for Corley. We used the pick that we agreed with the Broncos to trade. And whatever happened with that, they used that pick.
I feel like that's related somehow.
Gotcha. All right. Jeremy, thank you for hanging out. I got to make some room here. I don't like to go above 4. You said you had to
I'm out.
I know.
Yo,
you said you had to go.
I can go.
I'm not kicking you out.
No. I'm going. I just think that was funny. No.
I'm out in a little bit, Nick, so you can boot me, Mike.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
I do have to go. I'm just having such a good time, and I was hoping to get offered some kind of deal on some expensive shoes, but I'll work on that next time.
Yo, come see me, Jeremy. I got you. I take care of my people. So
all right, bro. Later.
Yeah, you need to get some new people to take care of you and get you a new fucking hat.
Yo, normally I'm always Jet stuff, but during the playoffs, I got
you gotta ride the wave, man. I get it.
Yeah.
I hope I can ride a wave one day as a Jet fan. I just wear this shit for free now. Like there's no excitement with it. All right, next up, I'm gonna bring in the next guy who popped into the chat. He was the first one here asking today if we're doing call-ins, and it is my favorite time of the day when I see this friendly wave. Let's bring in a guy you know and love, Bobby. What's up, Bobby?
Hey, Bonesy, how you doing? We get to talk tonight. Yay! Woo!
Hey, Bobby.
Hey,
how are
Nick, you're awesome. Thank you for having me on with Bonesy and my Dano. We had a great time. Yeah, I know you call me Wilson, Dano. Now you can see my ugly face. He calls me Wilson from Home Improvement.
You schmuck.
But look at Daniel. I know. Look at Daniel.
You know what, Bobby? Forget that. You'll come to the Jet game now. The fund is off for Dane. That's it.
Yeah,
Bobby.
we want to all go to the game. We got to make a good game to go to, right, Mr. Bonesy? You're off Sundays now, and we could beat everybody. Oh, bring my brother along with me. Oh, we're gonna have a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do a game. So let's see how everything unfolds. Who's like, you know,
bring Joey too. Bring your brother. You better bring your brother too.
I will say this: the home opener is the worst game to go to because it is the most unnecessarily overpriced fucking game.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think it's always better to go. Plus, who wants to be out there in September and get like an 85-degree day for football? That's hell.
Well, one time in November, me and my brother went. It was like Thanksgiving time. Mm-hmm. It was like 65 degrees that day.
You could send 2 people for the price of the opener to a different game.
Yeah,
you could.
Well,
don't make it the opener. Don't make it the opener.
Knicks are gonna win on Tuesday.
I hope
Bobby,
so, man.
No negativity here on this channel, Bobby. No.
Are you a Net fan, Nick?
I am a Nick hater. I have sworn
What
off
team
allegiance.
Who do you like in basketball?
North Carolina Tar Heels. I have sworn
mean-
off any allegiance to the NBA. I think the product
that's
is
fine.
shit. I think
That's
that
fine.
this lazy 4 guys standing around the 3-point line while one guy dribbles and then they rotate
Yeah.
is it's bad basketball. I'm
No,
not
I
a fan of
agree
the
with you.
NBA game. I'm not a fan of it. I think the way we teach the game in America is awful. It's 3-pointers or dunks. And that's why you see so many people coming over from Europe who dominate the American game so quickly because they play the game and they teach the game better over there. So that's
Hey,
my
Nick, did you
PSA.
see any of Jake Gasman's thing this weekend?
I popped in a little bit here and there. Thursday, I was out at the Talking Jets thing on Long Island.
Yeah, you have fun.
Friday, I did my own stream for the draft, so I was in here. And on Saturday, I had to work a little bit, and then I watched the draft with my son. So we had the draft.
I helped Jake read the comments because his voice.
Oh, you did?
Out. Yeah.
Oh, that's
He was
pretty cool.
giving
I
out.
saw that.
Yeah.
You did good, Bobby. You did good, bro.
I know, and this guy over here. Let's see the $100 bill. That what's his name? What was your comment?
This
Dana?
is the type of messages that get put on my hair. Carmelo
Oh.
Anthony is overrated. Carmelo
Bobby, you
Anthony.
did- Good.
Carmelo Anthony is
Yeah.
that generation's version of Dominique Wilkins without the dunks. He will
Yeah.
score. His teams will never win anything. They were 7-8 seed at best, and they got knocked out in round 1 by better players and better teams. Carmelo
Nick,
Anthony just gets hyped because he played in New York.
Nick, you
Plus,
know
he
when
was
the last
what?
time
He
the
was
Knicks
what,
won?
6'10", and like,
Yeah.
come on, man, like, get out of
Soft.
here.
He's soft.
Yeah,
He's softer
yes, he
than
was.
he's softer than Honey Nut Cheerios, his wife. Still, the only comment I know Kevin Garnett cannot say the word equivalent, but he can say that Honey Nut Cheerios joke, and
That was the best. That was the best.
fantastic. The only time I'll ever quote Kevin Garnett with the efficiency, or he couldn't say the, you know what I'm talking about, when they spun the wheel and he tried to read the word and he couldn't. So. Bobby, what do you got? Anything else you want to add? Because I got a couple more people waiting to hop.
Yo, I'm gonna get out of here too, Nick. I actually, if I told you what I was doing, I have a date at 11 with my wife. We're rewatching Lost. So,
Oh,
you
well,
going
you
back to the
enjoy
island?
night. Tell
we're going
Mrs.
back to the
Bonzi-
island. So,
Mrs.
get out.
Bonzi said hi.
Midway through
Bobby,
season
I'll throw in
3,
a good word, brother.
midway
And tell
through
your
season
kids I
3,
love them.
Didn't you
Midway
just
One thing I
through
will
season
say,
Bobby,
Yo,
take a
what-
deep breath for 1 second, Bobby. Let me just say something real quick. Deep breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bonesy, midway through season 3, bail, because that's when Lost just goes straight downhill. They just started like the old Howard Stern bit when they would throw baloney at the stripper's ass to try to hit the bullseye. Like they were just randomly throwing fucking ideas out and going with it. Like it. I know the show didn't make sense, but it made sense. And I feel that midway through season 3, it just fucking was like, sure, let's put that in this episode. Oh no, now we'll do this in that episode. There was no projection with the storyline, and mid-season 3, I get fucking angry thinking about it. But the first 2.5 seasons, I think are fucking phenomenal. Some of the best television ever.
yeah, we're kind of hooked right now. So let's see if you're right. We're only.
It's your first time?
What? Yeah.
Oh,
It's
where
my
are you?
girl's first time. I've seen the show already. I've seen it. This is my girl's first time seeing it. So I agree with you. With like, it started getting a little wacky once the smoke monster came into it and shit and all that stuff. That's when I was like, but she's never seen it, and she started on her own and was like, I really want to watch the show. You want to watch it together? And I'm like, sure, I'll give you 20 minutes, then we can like pump it out and go to sleep.
Yeah,
You know?
I got a question for you guys. The main character, what other show did he star on?
Who, Jack?
Jack
Yeah,
was also on.
Probably some true crime bullshit. You love that true
No,
crime.
no,
Or those
no,
cop
no,
those
no.
cop shows.
No,
He played on the Yankees.
No, Party of 5.
Good
You ever
call.
see that show?
You're right. He was on
I've
Party
never
of
seen
5.
Party of Five.
He was the older brother.
Yep.
I
he was.
love
You're
that
right.
show.
Jennifer Love
Hey,
Hewitt
shout-
was on that as the younger sister.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. And that pretty
And
girl.
you and me,
too.
Bobby. Just you and me living the same life in different places. That's
Who
all.
was that other girl on too? She's a pretty actress too. Oh, she's pretty.
Caitlyn Jenner.
No.
No.
Hey, shout out Daniel Day Kim, man. That guy
Evangeline
looks-
Lilly. Isn't Evangeline Lilly? Wasn't she Freckles, Charles? Wasn't she Freckles on Lost?
Oh, you're talking about that.
All right, Bobby, thank you so much for hopping in. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that
I love
kept
you guys. I'm out too, guys.
Bonesy, enjoy the show, brother. We'll talk soon.
I'll still
talk
be texting. I'll still have my phone, so I'll still be in there. But I wanted to show face. You always call me out for not calling in. It's hard for me to call in late night all the time. So I love you guys, though.
Love you too, man.
Hi,
Appreciate
Mr.
your support.
Bonesy.
Peace, fellas.
Nice talking to you.
Later, brother. All right, Bobby. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for calling in. Thank you for supporting the show. And
Oh, no problem. I'll make sure when I get paid tomorrow.
don't worry about it. Don't worry.
No,
about
I
it.
want to.
All right, don't yell at me. All right.
I'm getting paid tomorrow.
All right.
I got your $5 bill today, but Bobby, got you, man.
No, I'll pay.
I super chatted. I said let Bobby on, and we're good.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, he
We love
bribed.
you, Bobby. We love
I
you,
know,
Bobby.
but you
Did I
bribed
miss
me to
that?
get on.
I didn't see that,
Sorry.
Dane. I'm sorry. I missed that. Can you
Yeah,
use this
yeah.
phone to allow
Oh.
Bobby to call in tonight? Bing bong. Chicks dig my
But
ding dong.
I will.
I did miss
will-
that. I would remembered reading that. I'm
I'll
sorry.
give you
Thank you
5
for that.
tomorrow. I will get you 5 because I like your show.
Bobby,
Thanks.
you're a
You know what
right
you do,
you're
Bobby?
a-
You join up and become a member of the channel. That way, whenever I do the private members calling in on Thursday nights,
That's
you
what
have
I
access.
told you. What night is it?
Thursday nights.
Oh yeah,
hour 2.
Thursday nights. That's the night. I
Thursday's
couldn't
later.
remember. Yeah.
Thursday night is later.
Yeah.
But that way you can call in on Thursday nights because you're on Discord, right? You're in Jake's Discord, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When you become a member of the channel, we'll get you into my Discord, and I post
All
the
right.
link in the Discord for members only. So Thursday night you can call in and get in there, okay, pal?
Fine. I like you very much. Thank you, Nick. Bye, Dane.
you
Thank
too.
you.
Yes.
Bye, Bobby.
guys.
Have a good night, buddy. God
See
bless.
you, buddy.
Next up, we bring it, and thanks, Dane. I'm sorry I missed that super chat. Thank you for
It's all
telling
right.
me.
It's all right, man.
Next, we bring in the legend, Mr. Charles Gorman. What are you drinking? You got a little gin and juice?
It's
Little
cherry Pepsi.
Captain. Oh, that's horrible for you. What are you doing? Did Dane
Salute.
make a bong out of the can?
No, it's
That's a good
wild
one.
cherry Pepsi.
Sugar free?
I don't care. I'm drinking it. Salute to a good draft.
All right. Salute to a good draft. Now, if you start doing sprints around the house and running into wall, hey, Dane, we're not on this channel. We don't support that shit here. What are you doing, you
Oh.
insensitive prick?
I'm hiding
No,
over
you can
here.
drink in front of me. I don't care. I'm like 29 years old.
Not
I know.
you.
I don't drink alcohol. I don't want to see anyone drink sugar. Sugar's bad for you.
Yes,
Well, Charles, I'm going to bring.
I'll be fine, Mom.
Are you getting in trouble for drinking the Pepsi?
No, I'm not. My mother won't.
You better not get me in trouble.
You're not getting in trouble. Trust me.
All right. I want Mom to like me, so that way when me and Nikki take you to a game with us, like it's all good. Like I don't want to think that I'm like.
Anyway, so how you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm gonna bring in somebody else with you now. I got a couple people waiting. Next, we're gonna bring in Ricky with you. Ricky, what's up?
Hello, Mr.
Hey,
Ricky.
what's happening, Nick? How's
How
it
are
going,
you?
Charles? I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. Real happy with our draft and looking forward to things. And you know what? The way that JD has stocked this roster, you're not going to be able to say the parking lot is more fun than the game anymore, Nick. That stuff is over with. The games are going to be more fun than the parking lot from here on in because this is going to be different. I'm real happy with the way things turned out. Extremely.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed the day out, right? Like even when we were good in 09 and 10, I still always loved the day because when you go in the stadium, you split off from your tailgate. You all don't sit together. So I've always enjoyed the day and the camaraderie as much as the games, win or lose. You know, I got a really good tailgate. We've all been together since 2000, 2002. So, it's a lot of long-time friendships. And my cousin was on the Jets YouTube when Sauce went to say hello to the crowd. Everyone saw the picture. He looks like Frank
Oh,
Gallagher.
yeah.
I had a
Nameless.
feeling he was trolling when we say we're going to draft the defensive tackle in the first round. I'm like, what, Sauce? Are you serious? But then I'm like, nah, he's probably trolling.
He's probably trolling. So Charles, tell me what you think of the draft. Give me your thoughts. I know you're hyped. I know the other day you were saying on Wednesday night how excited you were for Joe Douglas and what he could do, and you were hoping that he nailed it. Give me your post-draft thoughts here.
I really like the draft.
Charles, you better not be watching porn on that computer again.
It's not like that. Very funny. I will be fine for work, Dad, okay? I'll go.
Time for bed. Turn the lights off. Turn the computer down. Let's go.
I'm feeling like a.
Charles, we love you.
I muted you when that happened.
I'll just say this. I'll probably give you guys my thoughts on the draft tomorrow afternoon on my YouTube channel. It's very positive. Anyways, I better get going. I got work tomorrow. Peace out.
Have a good day at work. Enjoy
Have a good
yourself.
night, Charles.
Don't finish that soda if you have work. That way you can get to bed. I knew he was going to get in trouble. I feel bad. Let's bring in Uncle VR. What's up, sir? Thank you for waiting.
What's going on? Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Can I just say that that Bobby and Bonesy should have their own show? I would watch that every day and twice on Sunday. First of all, most definitely.
Trying to think of a name for it right now.
It'll come to you. Trust me.
Boning with Bobby. There you go.
Luckily, this show is
Bobby.
a show after dark. This is an after dark show, so.
I don't care. I'd say that at 2 p.m. It's on you if you watch me. I don't care. I don't take responsibility for what I say. You got to take responsibility for what you view. You know what you're getting when you come to Shine's channel.
Most definitely. So Charles couldn't answer the rest of his question.
You, Scott. Nick quits drinking and still a bad influence. I was a good influence. I said don't drink soda this late at night. Or ever. I thought I was being a good. Ricky, that was fucking funny though, Ricky. That was
hilarious.
That was loud.
I didn't know
I just want to tell you, Ricky, you've popped on the show here with me a couple times. There's been some internet issues. There's been some connection issues. That was the fucking loudest and clearest you ever were. That shit came through, man, like Bob Shepard announcing Derek Jeter on opening day. That was so crisp and clear.
Today.
Charles, will you stop watching porn. Number 2.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Yeah, for whatever reason, I've got real clear internet right now. I was just telling my wife that before you brought me on. I was like, you know what? It's been like 45 minutes and the internet hasn't fucked up once. Like I think.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Great. Here we go.
I can't hear you, Ricky. What did you say?
But yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, I guess the neighbors are out, the landlord's in bed, whatever. I guess I'm the only one using it at the moment, so I'm lucking out. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself with that. But
Bonesy's crying because it's 10 minutes into Lost and he was shut down for some action. So Bonesy, I'm sorry. Bone in with Bobby. Bone in with Bobby. We need that show. Bonesy and Bob. That's awesome. Guys in the chat again, Dane, when you post your link, don't post it from the Late Show, because when you post it from the Late Show, you don't have the wrench. with that. You're not a moderator on that, so other people won't see the link in YouTube, and I'd have to go into. So another moderator would have to approve it. But if you put your link up, go to your Dano and put it. I believe that's how it works.
Are you muted?
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. I know the mic is shaped awkwardly, but don't put it in any dark holes. That way it'll get clogged up and it won't work. So I want to thank everyone for hanging out. We still got a good crowd here. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Very close to 700. We're at 696. Let's see if we can get to 700 tonight. That would be a nice little milestone, and the push for 1,000 is on. I know the downside is at 1,000 you got to watch commercials for the channel, but the good side is money. I don't know. I just think it's more credible when you open up a YouTube page and you see the subs and it has 1K. I don't know. I just think it like that's the way I look at it. I mean, obviously
you're on your way. You're on your way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, all right, there's enough traction. Like, let me check this dude out. That's how I view it. So, but I thank everybody for being a part of the community.
Yeah, you definitely got to like and subscribe to the channel. You know, it takes just a quick click and you're done. That's what you need to do. Like and subscribe.
My man, I like that. That was very professional. That was nice. I like that. I like the background too.
A little something that I threw together. A little a man cave.
You got the fire Idzik towel. That's great. That's great.
That one is a story right there, right? The fire Idzik. Oh my goodness. Do you remember that whole scene that happened around that time?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That was the Cleveland game the day after Christmas, and it snowed the day before Christmas on Christmas Eve, and there was 30-foot piles of snow in the parking lot for that game, and it was 65 degrees 2 days later. It was like the 26th or 27th of December, and my son had jeans on, and the parking lot, everything was melting, so it was like a river, and my son was trying to climb the big piles of snow at like 6 years old, and his jeans were soaked up to mid-thigh. And by the mid-second quarter, his fucking lips were blue, and he was just like, we gotta go home. Like, he couldn't even sit in a fucking stand anymore, man. He was yeah. But that was the game they gave out all those fire Idzik. There was the plane was flying over the stadium with the banner. The billboards were in New Jersey, a couple spots on the turnpike. It was pretty cool. But that's cool that you got one.
It's amazing what the Jets fans will do when they really want somebody out of office, or just a player out of the team. I mean, we come together like no other fan base in the world. Jets fans come together to get that MFer out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we don't agree on a lot, but when that Jet fan tidal wave of you need to be fired starts, it's a tsunami, and we will destroy every and anything in our path. We don't care what it takes. I'm glad that we didn't get there with Joe and Coach Saleh. I'm really
I am too. I very much am.
I think, I know people shit on Saleh. I don't agree with it. I think that winning 7 games each of the last 2 seasons, winning 14 games in 2 years with the worst quarterback play and the most offensive linemen used in football, I think is a miracle. We get an average offense, and we're winning 12, 13 games last year.
Mm-hmm. I think at a certain point of the season, it got to the point where Saleh was coming into press conferences, and it was like he had a governor on him. Like, he could not talk. He could not say what he wanted. There was legitimate questions out there. They were asking questions about Zach or the starters or whatever the case may be going into the next week. And he couldn't he pled the fifth for one of his responses. So as a fan base and as a fan, you start to lose credibility because you can't answer the questions, correctly, or you're trying to, are you trying to hide behind someone or someone holding you back? You just lose that credibility. And that, I think, more than anything else, got people against Salah moving towards the end of the year.
Yeah, and let's be real. It's got to be disheartening and deflating when you go out into a game against the Giants and you lose your starting center and you lose your starting guard and you lose the backup guard who's the backup center. I think Schweitzer, Tippmann, and McGovern all got hurt that game, and that was when Newman had to come in and give snaps that never happened before. When you look at the roster in the preseason and then you look at what we had come the Charger game with our offensive line, why wouldn't you just blitz us the entire time? Like, these guys aren't NFL starters. Like, they weren't on rosters to start the year for the reason that they're not good enough. And here they are starting games in November against guys like Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack.
Yeah, Sandy, a Los Angeles Charger game that everybody had as a win in the win column, and we just went out there and just laid an egg. That that game was a Monday night, wasn't it?
Bye, Bobby. Good night, Bobby.
Bobby, my Yankee brother. Have a good night. Don't dream of Dom Mattingly.
Breaking news. Bobby is actually with Bonesy right now watching Lost, and he sat in between Bonesy and his lady.
That sounds
Well, you know what's funny, VR, about that Chargers game is every single one of those teams in that division, besides the Chiefs, were probably games that we looked at as wins, and we didn't win any of them. But the Chiefs, the one team we probably thought we couldn't beat, we damn near beat with Zach, as bad as he's been at times.
And if CJ Uzomah catches that touchdown pass in his chest, we win the fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were at the game. Nick and I were at that game. Yeah. We were at that game.
We met, and I didn't know it was him until just recently.
Oh, no,
we found out in our super secret society I can't speak of publicly that was him. I shall say.
I think my point is just like nothing turned out last year the way that we expected or hoped that it would. And man, I think that's a part of the reason that people were so hot and wanted people fired and everything else. Dude, we got built up so much going into last year. We finally had a real franchise quarterback. Like, all the pieces seemed to be in place, and then it just, immediately Rodgers was gone and it all got taken away, and it was just so deflating. However, that being said, even last year, going into the year, people had questions about QB2. People still had questions about the O-line. And, dude, JD has checked like every friggin' box. Like we don't have any of those questions going into this year. So I'm even more optimistic. Yesterday, I had to leave for a little while, with a personal issue that was going on. I got home and the draft was damn near over. And so I actually missed the Jordan Travis pick, like when it happened, but I saw it when I got home. And
you might have been tagged more than anybody. Like, I'm sure when that happened, everybody had to reach out to you, right? Like, you were getting probably alerts on every platform.
They literally were. I was getting alerts on every platform. And like, I went back and like rewatched some of Jake's show, and as soon as the Travis pick came in, there must have been, 20 people mentioning my name. And like, dude, like, I wanted Travis a year ago, and then he decided to go back to school. And so, I mean, I've been waiting 13 months for that to happen. I was leading the charge on that, converted a lot of people. And, I feel like I was leading the band as far as people wanting to get Travis in here, and I'm really, really happy that it happened.
You gotta be.
Great
You gotta
kid,
be.
and yeah, he's just a great kid, hard worker, good character kid.
20 people, Ricky, that underrated, man. That like the over under on that was about 100 people on every show, Twitter, that were saying, Ricky, that's Ricky's boy, that's his man. It was a lot. It was way more than 20 at that time.
What do you think about taking, like, for JD, it's all value. What do you think about taking him at 171, man? I feel like that's a steal of a century.
I just want to give VR the solo layout here real quick. Hold on. I just want to give VR the solo layout here real quick because part of it being my channel is I can edit anyone's screen name. So underneath his name, he had Bing Bong Knicks. I changed it to Sixers and 7 just to teach him a lesson. Just
Embiid better have an IV.
At 171, that's an absolute steal, Dana. Like that's an absolute steal, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
and the great part is there's no pressure on him, right? Like he's just gonna sit. Like, let's be real. We don't want the kid to play this year. We don't want the kid to play next year. Like, there's no expectations. And every time the Jets take a quarterback, we overhope. The only hope that we have is this kid becomes a sponge and this kid learns and this kid becomes as smart as Taylor and Rodgers allow him to be. And when he gets on the field, he can be something. And that would be really cool, that in 2027, we're like, holy shit, this kid became something because he just did his job for 2 or 3 years and learned. I'm rooting for the kid. And I say this not as a negative, but for us, the best thing to happen was he got injured because he wouldn't have been there, I don't think, if he got injured. I think he would have been round 2, and we weren't taking a quarterback at that point. So for us, this could be a great blessing. And for him, you're in a room with Aaron Rodgers. Like, you make the most of this, you could go on to have a good career. Rodgers sat behind Favre for 2-3 years. Granted, it was first-round pick. Love sat behind Rodgers. But there's something to be said about sitting in the rooms with these quarterbacks, with these systems, and learning how to execute them before going out to do it, and success happens. So I'm rooting for the kid.
And that's a great point too, because you know, like my personal opinion is that every quarterback should have a redshirt year coming into the NFL because it's the hardest position in all of sports, to be quite honest with you. But in football, it's the most cerebral. It's you have to think, you have to, you know, you have to do everything. You have to be the rudder on the ship. You're manning the ship. Everything is all on you, and so you're coming in as a quarterback who is the top pick of the draft or somewhere in the first round. Normally you're going to a really, really bad team, and the expectations coming in with the new rookie contract and all that kind of stuff is just going to be like, I mean, the expectations are, you know, impossible. So that is like almost every single situation is just a like destiny to fail kind of situation, you know, as a first round quarterback coming into the NFL. And so I think coming in, you know, Jordan Travis coming into this situation, learning from, you know, Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers and a very good, serviceable, I mean, like people underrate this, but a good, serviceable quarterback in Tyrod Taylor, who kind of like almost has the same, you know, style that Jordan Travis has, is going to work wonders for him. I think it's excellent.
I like to say that Tyrod Taylor is an elite spot starter. He's not an elite quarterback, but when it comes to a guy that you need to start a couple games, there's not many better than him. Like Gardner Minshew, Tyrod Taylor, maybe Jacoby Brissett. Those are the guys that you don't expect them to be your starter, but those are guys that have a value to your roster, and it's good to have them because not many guys make it through an entire season healthy. Guys get banged up. The new concussion protocol, you get hit in the head, you're out, right? Even if you don't want to be. You know, you can't mask that shit anymore. So it's a good thing. I did edit your name. I'm sorry. I know you're a Knicks fan, so I put. Did I spell that right? Nick fan.
Nick fan. Yeah, there you go. You should have put Nick. You should have put Ding Dong after that. Ding Dong. Nick
Ding
fan.
Dong
Ding
fan?
Dong. Ding Dong.
No, Brunson, man. For them to do it in 7, they better have a fat ass IV for Embiid, man. Hey, I think that's it for me, guys.
All right, bro. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. If you haven't already, go subscribe to his channel.
Already got 7 new subs, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
and
no worries,
subscribe.
man.
No
Yes,
doubt.
sir.
No worries. I'll pump it out there, and you're welcome to come on anytime, and
Pump
and
it.
we'll help you grow.
Pump it. Pump it.
Hashtags. Remember, every video you make, hashtag the fuck out of it. When you think you have enough, add 5 more.
Hey, the intro alone, you should sub Dane's channel. There you go.
Facts.
Let's go. Let's
Facts.
go. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you.
Hey, have a good night, guys.
You too.
Have a great night.
Yes, sir.
Fuck, shut the fuck up. It's not peace. It's not goodbye, Dane. You're acting like you're not going to talk to him on any, like he's not going to be in the chat talking to you momentarily. You're acting like you're not going to chat with him on some secret super society chat. Between you and your paws and my red face, we look like Neapolitan ice cream up here. You got the vanilla and the chocolate, and I have the strawberry right now.
Ricky,
Oh, good.
tell me about the rest of your FSU brethren that got drafted. Are any of them that you like where they went?
You know what? A lot, actually. I'm happy for all the guys. We had 10 guys get drafted and 3 more picked up as undrafted free agents. Now, that being said, I love my Florida State guys. However, Keon Coleman went to the Bills and Jaheim Bell went to the Patriots. So I'm going to have to pour some sauce on those boys.
Is Coleman to the Bills your least favorite Florida State location? Like for a player, is that the one that like kind of like rubs you the wrong way the most?
Yeah, pretty much. But both him and Bell go into the Pats and the Bills. Like I don't like either of those landing spots at all. I thought it was really awesome that Jared Verse and Braden Fisk both went to the Rams together, and Fisk just broke down and started crying when he found out that Verse was going to be his teammate again. That was a really awesome spot. If people have watched me on a lot of the shows before the draft, I was talking about Renardo Green, what a good corner he was. Shut down Malik Neighbors, held Pearsall without a catch in their game. And then he goes to the friggin' Niners of all places. So we had a linebacker and a corner go to the Niners, as good as their defense is already. I mean, happy for those guys. They got a good landing spot, and we're going to have to face them this year. But I'm happy for all the guys. I'm happy for all the kids, where they ended up, except the ones that
Johnny Wilson. Johnny Wilson was a favorite of mine. Where did he end up going? Do you know?
To the Eagles.
The wide receivers. He went to the Eagles. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, he did.
It's a nice addition.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody pretty much landed in good spots. One of the best things was Trey Benson got picked by the Cardinals, and like not long after he got drafted, they showed a clip of him, and he is like, "What? Wait a minute! I got to face Verse and Fisk twice a year? That's not fair!" Like, dude, his reaction was great. But
finally hit him. Right?
Of all the guys, I'm happiest about Jordan Travis, man. Like that kid is not only a real high character kid, but he works his ass off. And He will come in here and he will work and he will learn behind Rodgers. I think it's perfect. I think it's kind of like Chad and Vinny, get to sit and learn before getting thrust right into the fire. I think it's a perfect situation for him. And I mean, he got better every year in college. He takes coaching, and last year, undefeated, 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 75% completion percentage. The kid was good. He was probably the favorite for the Heisman before he got hurt. That being said, I'm going to go back to the Alabama thing for just a second because I hate Alabama. But they didn't want us in the playoffs. You know what? We lost Travis with like 2 games left to go in the season. And then our backup got hurt too. And so we were down to like a third stringer. And let me tell you, this kid was Tim Boyle awful. In the ACC championship game, he was 5 of 11 for 59 yards. And we won that game anyway because our defense is so good. We did not allow. Right. We didn't allow a touchdown in that game, and we still won. And I mean, could you imagine if, it came time for the national championship and our quarterback threw for 60 yards and 2 picks, but the defense won it anyway? People wouldn't want to watch that. It would be bad for ratings, but I'm telling you, those teams didn't want to see us in there. They did not want us in there.
No,
but
it's obvious. I don't want to open up and pull that Band-Aid off for you, but it was the right call not putting them in without their quarterback. If McCarthy would have gone down or Penix would have gone down, those teams aren't the same. I want to bring in someone else, our friend who's always watching, a Packer fan, Mr. BMAC. How are you, sir?
BMAC.
Hey, guys. What's up? Great draft for both of our teams. I really like your draft. I think you got some stud players. And I'm hoping that we can have a Packers and Jets Super Bowl, man. I'm cross my fingers.
That'd be best for business. I like that.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
I like that. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Championship Sunday hits. Packers win the NFC. Jets win the AFC. Are we talking during that 2 weeks? Are you popping up in shows, or is it like no communication with the enemy until afterwards?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna pop on, and because it's a win.
I might not let you on. I'm an asshole. I might not let you on.
I think teams in the Super Bowl, and my favorite quarterback
Put
is
it
in
this
the
way.
Super Bowl. So
it would be a good problem to have,
win-win
right?
For me.
It would be a good problem to have. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Hopefully, we get to have that discussion.
I'm no trash talker. You know what I mean? I come in, show love for everybody. And unless you respect me, I'm going to respect you back. So, yeah.
No, you're always welcome here, man. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you supporting the show as always.
I got y'all winning our division too. I got y'all winning our division by a landslide. I got y'all going 14-3, and if everybody can stay healthy, I got y'all going 14-3, clinching the number 1 seed. And yeah.
Hey, BMAC, I don't see you guys far behind. You guys are like the legitimate favorites to be the top of your division. And you got yourselves a quarterback, man. I mean, like that dude is the truth. He came on, gangbusters towards the end of the year. And everybody, the whole team just came together, and it was a sight to see. And then, the upset in the playoffs. So, I mean, you have a really good team too, man. And congratulations on that.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. I was kind of, when we drafted him, I was kind of skeptical, but, I'm really so proud and happy of him because, that kid went through a ton of crap, man, with the whole Rodgers thing and, where he won't he, and then a lot of people were doubting him and slandering him, saying he wasn't going to be nothing. I mean, especially last year when we went on a little losing streak. But he was struggling. There was a lot of pressure for him to finish out the back of the end of the season strong, and he did, and we did, and we made a run, went to the playoffs, couple plays away from being to the team that was in the Super Bowl, and I'm really positive about our future, man. I think we got a great future. We had a great draft too, and I think we're gonna win our division. I think the Lions. I think last year was a fluke year. The Vikings are in rebuild, and the Bears are the Bears. They can talk up Caleb Williams all they want to. The Bears, the quarterbacks. The Bears is where quarterbacks go to die. People talk about the Jets. Jets are the place where quarterbacks go to die. No, that's the Bears. Jay Cutler can hack it. Mitchell Trubisky can hack it. Justin Fields can hack it.
I think their last.
Williams can hack. I think it's not gonna hack it.
I think Sid Luckman was their last good quarterback for the Bears.
I love the hate. I love the hate, B-Mac. I never expected that type of hatred to come from you. I never expected you to be the one spewing hatred, but this is the place to spew that. I like that. I like that. If we're gonna shit on division rivals, you come here and you shit on your division whenever you want, man.
I'm just so tired of these, of these Bears fans, man. Like, Bear fans really got under my skin. Oh, this year we're gonna beat the Packers. Sweet. Oh, the next year, sweet. Like the former Packers said, we own their asses, and we're gonna continue to own their asses with Jordan Love and the next franchise quarterback and the next franchise quarterback. So, Bear fans, y'all got like another. 30, 40 years, until your see success. Just be quiet, sit in the basement, put your feet up and relax and watch the green and gold do their job. So.
All right. Well, we got a question for you here from Jake, and he asks you, curious to what you think on the Eagles jumping you for Cooper DeJean in the second.
I was upset at first. I really wanted him. He was one of my favorite draft prospects that I hope the Packers can go and get. But look, it is what it is. I hope he kind of fails because I'm not a big Eagles. I kind of dislike the Philadelphia Eagles as well. I just think their fans get too over themselves and too delusional sometimes. And
are you talking about Jet fans? I'm sorry, I heard delusional. I thought you were talking about us.
So. No, Jet fans, y'all cool, y'all loyal. I rock with y'all, but Philly fans. When you throw snowballs at Santa Claus, then you lose respect for me. I'm sorry, you know what I mean?
But to be fair,
snowballs
to be fair, that wasn't the real Santa Claus, because the real Santa Claus would never have any reason to go to Philly.
Yeah, but still, you know what I mean? Like, Santa Claus, gives all, people nice things. So, don't throw snowballs at the person that gives people nice things. So
there you go.
Honestly, I'm kind of old school, so
I like it.
But I just want to say before I pop off, big fans of y'all guys. I see y'all on the Jake Asman show a lot. Ricky, New York, love you, man. Big fan of yours. VR, man, you are a legend. You know what I mean? And then Nick, man, you are the man as well. So.
Wow. Hey, B-Mac, you are a legend. So all props to you. Love your call-ins, bro. And definitely, always respect.
And Packer Jets Super Bowl, let's make it happen.
Let's make
it
happen.
Into existence. Speak it into existence. B-Mac,
definitely.
thank you for your support. Thank you for watching the
Thanks.
show as always, man. And
Thank you.
and we'll talk soon. Later, buddy.
All right.
That was a great call-in. And
Awesome.
not everyone who calls in can be that great. And to prove that point right now, how awful some call-ins can be, we're going to bring in Johnny.
What's up, guys?
Oh.
I'm getting very good at this segue shit. Like, I'm starting to make a little art out of it.
Well, hello there.
What's up, brother?
What up, guys? What
How
up,
are
Unc?
you?
What up,
What's
Ricky?
going on?
What's up, Nick?
What's happening?
What's up, Bing
Hey,
Bong?
Ricky. I was pounding the table for us to find you once Jordan Travis went.
Oh man, I wish I could have been there with you guys. I mean, I had something personal that came up with the family, and I had to step out for a while. And yeah, I mean, at that point, you know, all the draft stuff kind of went out the window for a minute, but because I was
Gotcha.
focused on what was going on, and then when I got back home, it was almost over. But no, I couldn't be happier, man. Like, yeah, I'm really pumped about that.
Please
I'm not
tell
gonna
me.
lie. I was looking for you at Jordan Travis's draft party. With how highly you've spoken about him, I thought you had the invite. I thought that's where you'd be. But I hope everything's all right with what you had to take care of, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Prayers up.
Yes, she's doing much better, so I appreciate that.
Good.
Awesome.
Hey, Ricky, can you please tell me that at least you got the alert and you started, like, you know, fisting the air and whatnot in excitement?
You know what? I really didn't like. You know, once I got back home, as soon as I walked in, I ran over to the computer and pulled it up and was like scrolling down the list and saw his name, and I was like, oh hell yes! You know, yeah, at that point, I was definitely fist banging the air.
Yeah.
Coincidence that I knew a stripper called The Air. So I have done that too. 11:45 at night. We're gonna get some wild references at this point.
Oh, you know it.
What'd you do last night? I fisted the air. Oh, how's she doing?
That's what she said.
I apologize to
VR.
Mrs.
Did
Ricky.
you see the VR? Did you see the thing that I threw up on Discord a little while ago? It said like it was a clip from the Daredevil show, and it said no Bowers for Gary, no alt for Allen. Can you imagine watching a game with these guys this year? And it's Daredevil talking to the lady, and he's like, he's watching the Jet game. They're up 7-0. He just changed the channel.
That was awesome. Oh my goodness. You know, we have the, you know, the fans that we have in Jet fandom. You know, the extremes that we go from one end to the other is just truly amazing, you know. And and that one over there that just went off screen, he's one that we have to keep an eye on him because there he is. Peekaboo.
Yo, I keep teaching that to my son. He's doing that to my wife's belly right now because, you know, he's talking to the baby and stuff. So it's pretty dope, bro. Man, I do have to give some credit to Allen, though, bro. Like, towards the end of the draft, like, he was coming around, and he was one of the other cats I was really, like, pounding the table for Olu. Bro, he was like, he does not think that we're going to get alt. And he was one of the other cats that I know that really, really wanted Malachi as bad as I did, you know. So all in all, man, I really, really think that we had a really, really good draft. I mean, the last two picks for me are very like, it is what it is. Jordan Travis, you know, yes, the upside is there, but it is what it is. I mean, it's QB3, right? I mean, hopefully that dude turns out to be the next, I don't know, you know, who was a QB3 that ended up being somebody really, really, really well, you know. I mean, he has the tools and potential to do that. He has the mentors to go ahead and be that. But I love the Allen one, bro. Like that, watching more film on that kid
Oh,
and
he's a
everything.
beast.
I was just like, dude, this is a giant
Yeah, he's a
bruiser of a guy. And I mean, we literally got A-Rod, his Aaron Jones, and AJ Dillon all over again, right? And you saw the numbers he put up with them dudes, man. So it's an exciting time, man. I mean, and
He
bro,
reminds me of Chris Ivory. Like, I don't know, that like violent running in the, in between the tackles.
Yeah.
He's just a violent runner. And he and he's fast too. So you see him get on the outside and just like, pick a lane. He's gone. I mean, if you don't tackle him, he's breaking arm tackles. He's just moving and motivating down the field, like Jerome Bettis. I mean, that was another one that I thought of when I saw his runs. Let me before you continue. Before you continue, Johnny, let me just
a little bit, but I was going to say Deuce McAllister.
Deuce McAllister, yeah,
That reminds me of Deuce McAllister.
Yes, yeah, most definitely, yeah. No, I mean, like, no, that's a good comp. Johnny, I want to give you credit for Malachi Corley. You've been pounding the table, like you said, for Malachi Corley for about 3 months that I could remember. That you were saying, I mean, you even said he's the yak god, and like he's been saying that for a while, or he must have had that on his page. I don't know where you got it from, but maybe like watching tape or something like that. Yeah. I mean, like Johnny gets credit. I'm gonna say it publicly at 11:51 p.m. Johnny gets credit for that because he been saying it for 3 months on Jake's show, on other shows, on on the Secret Society channel that we people that go on there and stuff like that. So yeah, Johnny, you get credit for that.
Even the Anthony Gold pickup, man, like everybody was expecting that dude to go undrafted, late 7th round, and that dude went what, 5th, right? Dude, there's just so many people out. Some of these undrafted free agents that are out there, man. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the smaller school players that come out of these other colleges and whatnot, but man, college has changed so much, man. That the NIL stuff, the way things are going now, man, these kids are staying with these smaller schools because of the loyalty aspect of it, and that spoke volumes to me when Corley stated that, man, when he was like, because he got offered to go to transfer to I think it was either Georgia or Alabama, and he said no. He's like, you guys weren't even like rocking with me from the very beginning. I'm not gonna leave this team.
Yeah, I mean, like like when the draft, I saw Trader Joe's. I felt like we were in the supermarket Trader Joe's, right? Because he was like, getting these players, like Western Kentucky and like the CFL, the Toronto Argonauts and stuff like that. I felt like okay, like he's getting the 5 versus 12 seed or something like that, and getting these players. I was like, he's trading back, and then he's getting these players that we don't know, but they have the scouting team. They have those people, to do that job. So we're gonna wait and see what's going on.
How can you not though like that kid from Stiggers, man? I mean, Dano, like shout out to Dano for the stuff that he got like real quick on his show, and once he started telling me the story, instantly fell for the kid, and you're like, damn, man, going through all that stuff. And you guys know, man, like we talk a lot about our pops, right? Like I know I've talked with Nick about it. I've talked to UVR, Ricky. I think I've never spoke about it, but I'm close with my father and whatnot. And for him to say like, yo, I went into a depression, like I had to go back home and I had to take care of Mom Dukes and stuff like that. And that was it for me. And to do what he's done now, man, like I hope this kid's story is like a Disney Channel story later on like, look what I've done. And the Jets are going to be the team that's going to have all the glory for it.
It just goes to show you that, reality happens sometime. And when that reality hits you, like depression is real, man. And all that stuff that happens is real. And you got to remember where these players are coming from. These players are coming from, all over, but they're coming mostly from, lower class, neighborhoods and, trying to come up and the business of the NFL. You're coming to to play and enjoy the sport that you enjoy, but also to make money. And so, for people who don't know, this kid, his father passed away, and he lost the the will to play football, and he had to provide, he had to help. So it was a really great story, and he went to the CFL and made a name for himself, and like really became and grew into this player that first in history to be drafted, and it's great, because that means that us, the Jets, are trendsetters. We do things before time. I mean, AFL team winning the championship, all this stuff, all this history we have, Connie Carberg as the first, woman scout. I mean, we have all these things that the Jets have done that we should be proud of as Jets fans because we've done it first. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is another in our cap. We got this guy from the CFL, and look what kind of story he's going to be. And he's going to make the team. He's going to make the team.
He's the cool part about this, right? There's several layers to it. It's the personal aspect that you guys both just mentioned. The Jets believe he refuses to fail. His makeup is what they're in love with. Yes, there's the talent, but there's reasons he didn't go to college. It's not that he wasn't good enough.
Right.
There's reasons that his path took the way that it did. And it's cool to see that somebody who had to do the things that you guys stated to get recognized, to get found still, to get rewarded, to get drafted, wasn't undrafted free agent. This guy was drafted. And if there's anything, and you guys have heard me say this, you're all going to shake your head in unison when I start to say it again. If there's anything that we can trust with this coaching staff and this front office, we saw it in the Philly game last year, it is that they can go and find and develop on a very short basis cornerbacks that fit their scheme, who do what they want, who do what they need, and have the skill set to succeed. So the fact that they labeled this guy and got him tells me that they're higher on him than we probably know, but they thought they could get him there because nobody else would. So I would expect if there was any breakout player in the later rounds, including the running backs, this might be the guy that surprises people. This might be a guy in year 2 is why Reed is gone, is why Carter might be gone. Because they love this kid that much. And when you refuse to fail in life, I want you in my locker room. I want that mindset in my locker room. I want your story inspiring others who may have more NFL experience than you, but you bring something different. And those guys, Sauce, Reed, Carter, Eccles, are going to do all they can to help. And Tony Oden might be the most underappreciated assistant coach in the NFL, but this guy's room is fucking elite. And the credit goes to him. So I'm happy he's in this room. I'm happy he's with Oden. I'm happy he's with Ulbrich. I'm happy he's going to be with Sauce and Reed and Carter, all great guys who are rooting for him to succeed already.
Yeah,
So,
it's the
good
Wayne
for him.
Corbett, it's the Wayne Corbett effect all over again, man. Like the walk on, people were like, "You're too undersized, you're too small, you're too this," and to this day, man, people. I mean, you saw it. Dana was rocking his jersey right now.
Mm-hmm.
You go out, people still rocking his stuff, man. So, yeah, you're right, Nick. And Nick, I did want to agree with you as well. With, bro, I wanted a fatty, bro, so bad, dude. Like I was
You're married.
pushing-
You're married.
She's
Stop.
right next to me, but I was pushing for a
I'll
dude, I
take the
wanted a-
fatties. You just stick with your lovely bride.
I did. I wanted a big defensive tackle there, man. Like,
I mean, we did end up with LT the third, right? The third LT.
the third,
There was Lawrence
Esquire.
Taylor. There's Lawrence Taylor, Hall of Fame. LaDainian Tomlinson, Hall of Fame, and we got LT the third. So maybe this is that breakout player.
He's making the team, man. I'm
Yeah.
calling my shot right here, right
I
now.
like it. I
He's a
like it. If
beast,
there's
dude.
any undrafted guy who could make it, it's him because we didn't take anyone else on the D line. He does fit our scheme.
Yep.
He does fit our scheme.
We got Latham. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah,
The undrafted.
we got Latham and we got LT. It's the greatest undrafted class ever.
But kind of going back to what you guys were talking
Well, you know
about.
what you were saying. What you were saying, VR, about us making history. I mean, this team, you know, we haven't gone the distance, so people overlook us. But this team has done stuff that other
we jinxed it.
teams have not. You know, we went into New England Manning in the playoffs. We shut Peyton out in the playoffs. 42-0. You were at that game, right, Nick?
41 up.
Yep. 41-0.
Yep. Oh, he jinxed it.
Ricky,
I mean,
tell
we've done
somebody
stuff
in your
that no other
house.
team has done.
Ricky, your internet's starting to shit out, man.
Tell somebody in your house stop using the internet.
Right? Yeah.
At the same
I
time.
need to go figure out where the cable goes into the neighbor's house and just go and unscrew it.
Hey Nick, but kind of going back to what you were saying, man, and exactly the same thing with Unc and whatnot. Is this whole thing too, man? Was just they're bringing in these culture kids, man, like that they're not bigger than the team. I mean, the kid Allen, that dude plays Xbox. He's like, yo, I go lift, I ball, and I come back home and I'm gonna play Xbox. I mean, you know, compared to
I don't like him. I'm a PlayStation guy, so fuck him.
Dude, I don't know if you guys saw.
I got certain allegiances that I will not waver from.
Like what you were saying, Nick, what you were saying about Malachi. Off jump, I'm gonna live in A-Rod's freaking guest house and try to learn everything that I can from this dude. The Isaac Davis, right? That dude was balling, bro. Like balling. Like you could hear that cat crying because he's like, yo, I did not think somebody was gonna pick me up. Those are the players, bro, that are gonna just PS5 that are just gonna run through a fucking wall for you, man. So, and this is my hot take. Izzy becomes our kick return, punt return specialist this time around.
I think Izzy could be in trouble with the team, and it's nothing against Izzy. He might find success elsewhere, but with changing the blocking scheme up front, he was drafted to be like that one cut and go type, that outside zone read. We're not running that. I don't see Izzy as a power back, and don't forget, they were hesitant to put him on the field last year with Zach Wilson, with Tim Boyle, with Trevor Siemian, because his pass protecting was so poor. You think they're going to put him out there with Rodgers?
It's why
These other two guys are very, very good pass protectors. So that's another reason that they were drafted.
It's why I think he'll be a specialist, bro. He'll be the one that's behind freaking Gibson, bro.
I feel bad for Izzy because Izzy is talented. You know, I mean, like he came from the University of Pittsburgh, and I had a guy stop me on. I was taking a break at my job, and I was walking around my campus, and this guy stopped me because I had a Jets hat on, and older guy. He was like, Izzy Abandaconda, and he said his name perfectly and everything, and he was like, he's going to be a really good player. And I was like, well, how do you know that? I was like, do you follow him or something? You know him or whatever? He was like, no, I follow the University of Pittsburgh, and I watched all his games, and he was a game breaker. And I think he's a game breaker. Like the dude can be a game breaker, but
yeah,
like you said, the scheme, that is gonna, is gonna be a telltale sign of what's going to become of him moving forward, and he just might be a casualty.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget, it's a numbers game, right? The roster is a numbers game, and every year where you give out the roster spots could change. We lost Hardy, so we'll have one less cornerback. Even though Hardy didn't play corner, he would be an emergency corner. Irv Charles probably has that spot, so we have the receiver spot now that might have 6. There were some games last year we had 7. Do you keep Jordan Travis up because you don't want someone to scoop him off the practice squad? Do you IR redshirt him for the entire year and put him on the pup to keep him, but still have him being available, right, where nobody can take him? Do you keep a 4th running back now that you might not have Bawden and use Ruckert in that role? That's going to be part of the equation. I don't think you keep 4 running backs and keep Bawden. You have Ruckert. You have Ruckert that you can use in the backfield to be a lead blocker. So
I'm going to be honest.
Ruckert and Bawden.
I'm going to be honest. Like, does Brownlee make this team? Does Kuntz make this team? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going with players over like the each position. Do those guys make the team moving forward?
I'll answer with this. When Nikki and I on Christmas Eve went to the Washington game when Jermaine Johnson signed his jersey, in the end zone right in front of us is where the Jets were warming up, and I was in the second row right there. Kuntz and Rodgers were next to each other talking the entire time because he wasn't active and Rodgers was there. So he was standing there talking to Rodgers. That's a good sign for me. Now, what comes out of it, I don't know. But if you're there and you're a young kid and you're talking to Rodgers who's not playing and you're not playing, but you're smart enough to go stand there, and Rodgers went up to him at one point too, like to go back to him after he said hello to some people, that told me a lot. I don't know if Yeboah. Yeboah has been here and has never really been much. If Rodgers clicks with Kuntz and they get along well, it's going to be Rodgers' feedback too on who he wants. And having someone who's 6'7" with that athleticism might really intrigue Rodgers, especially come down in the red zone or 3 tight end sets. To have that tall guy you could throw it up to and he can go get it over a linebacker in the end zone and get the heights that no one else can, could be interesting.
Hey Nick, and to talk a little about that, right? Kuntz has been brought up in Aaron's presser, JD's presser, and Salah's presser. They continue to keep talking about Kuntz over Kenny Yeboah. So if that doesn't tell you something right then and there, because they don't give you shit. They never give us crap about it. But when Aaron speaks and he uses his words, there's context. So everything he puts in there. So I again, Kuntz, I was super high on. And I'm like, that dude's like 6'7". Wow, he's Mercedes Lewis all over again for freaking Aaron Rodgers.
Yeboah does bring a lot of value to the special teams. I get
special
that.
Teams, yeah.
And with this new kickoff rules, it's going to be more valuable, these guys who do your kickoff team and your return than ever before, I think. So it's good. I'm very curious. We don't know, right? We don't know how. Oh, someone's audio is kicking back at me. All right, I think it was you, Johnny. I'm very curious to see how the rosters are filled out. Do you go with 8 offensive linemen, 9 offensive linemen? Do you keep another linebacker for the kickoff purposes? Like how teams fill out their rosters to make their kickoff teams is going to be intriguing to me to see this year because it's the first time we're ever seeing anything like this with these special teams. Kickoff returns are going to be a thing again. So I don't know. It's unknown, right? We don't know the strategy that these coaches have. We don't have NFL coaches doing this before. So I'm curious to see how they fill out those last couple roster spots. Do you redshirt Travis and open up another special teamer? How many special teamers do you have? We got Ashton Davis. We'll have Eccles. We'll have Barnes and Sherratt. You'll have Charles and Brownlee. You got to fill out the rest, though, right? There's still more to put out there.
I'm thinking, Jordan Travis probably starts on the pup, right? Like from the beginning of the season. I mean, so I mean, like that's the floor. He starts on the pup. He's probably, continue and just be on the IR for the rest of the season. I mean, as a red shirt. But you want to get him, like, if he can move around, he can do stuff. You want to get him, like, sometime in training camp and all that kind of stuff. But let me just play devil's advocate for a second in regards to that situation where you saw Rodgers talking to Kuntz, right? So my devil advocate is this, you remember those pictures that you saw last year with Mekhi Becton and Aaron Rodgers? I mean, they were, snapping pictures of them like they were at a reveal from Love is Blind, like they look so doughy-eyed into each other's eyes in love, doing the heart, stuff like that. And, where's Mekhi Becton now? He's playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I mean,
not playing. He's just on their roster. He's not playing.
He's on the, yes, exactly. He's on their roster. So, that relationship that, was kind of predisposed, so to speak, didn't really make a, anything for moving forward into like him staying on the team. I don't know if the same thing will result with Kuntz, but it remains to be seen, and I think like it's a numbers game, just as you mentioned.
Yeah.
You can't compare a Becton to a Kuntz though, bro. Just saying, because Aaron loves him.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna start off. Ricky, you got anything in closing, brother? Thank you for popping in. Thank you for your support.
You know what? I was about to head out. The only thing I have to say in closing is we are loaded. I'm ready to take this division and go the distance this year. And I am not worried about Buffalo. I am not worried about Miami. I'm going to steal a quote from my Florida State coach. Those are not our rivals. Our rivals are who we play in the Super Bowl and who we play in the playoffs, rather, and who we play in a championship game. Those other teams, those are just teams on our schedule that we beat.
Nice.
And that's all I got to say.
Nice. Awesome, Ricky. Thank you for your support as always, brother. We'll talk.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Peace
buddy.
out, Ricky. Thank you.
Johnny, you got anything?
Yeah, man. I'm going to say, we'll give a quote too from the great Martin Luther King. If you want peace, prepare for war. Because, bro, we're going to war right now. The Jets are not playing, bro. They're not playing. And then us Jet fans are going to have peace after that. So be loud, be proud, New York Jets fans. How to take it from Nick. End quote.
All right, man. You're quoting me. All right. VR, do you have, or bye, Johnny? You have anything in closing? You have a quote?
I have no quotes. I mean, everybody's quoting. I mean, that's nice and everything, but I mean, the bottom line is this: we had a great draft. Joe Douglas. They know, them and their team. They know something that we don't, and we got the players that we got, and I'm happy with most of them, and the other ones are a little unknown, and we'll get to know them. And this season, in totality, has to do with A-Rod coming back and having a full team coming back to shepherd us into the playoffs and hopefully a championship. And this is the first year that I feel very, very optimistic, more optimistic than I've ever felt, as a Jets fan, because of the prospect of A-Rod being healthy, coming back and leading us to the championship this year. That's the bottom line. It's for all the marbles.
I didn't expect you to hang out this long tonight, but since you are here, should we make the announcement? Since it's just us here, do you want me to do it?
Let's do it.
All right. Breaking news. Starting next Sunday, on Sunday Night Shine Time, Uncle VR will now be the co-host with me on Sundays. So we're going to have the old man and the uncle together, and we're going to be working together, give you guys some good Jet content. It's the off season now, so this is where I think having good minds together can help differentiate shows, so it's just not repetitive stuff. There's not much to talk about. We are going to, for those of you that were with me early on the Friday night hangout, I'm a big fan of a list. So we used to do lists. We used to do like top 5 favorite Jets games, top 5 favorite moments as a Jet fan, top 5 favorite players throughout history, all different types of lists. So we're going to do some things, and we'll talk behind the scenes. We're open to other ideas and other things that separate our show from others. So I love his takes. I love his views. We talked today. We both think we're kind of similar with being rational as fans. We don't get too over the top and go crazy off the cliff with ideas. So we spoke today, and I offered, and Thursday was too late. It's almost midnight here now, but Thursday at 10 o'clock was too late for him, but he's up here at midnight. So already we're started a good relationship. We're lying to one another.
I was going to say, he put a ring on it, and I accepted. You know, he did get down on one knee, and, you know, we did the thing, and we're going to honeymoon for a little while and see where this goes. I will say that, you know, for people who know me on other shows, you know, I give my takes. They come from the heart as a Jets fan. You know, I'm a Jet fan for life. You know, I have this tattoo. You don't do stuff like this if you're not a Jet fan for life. And I'm gonna bring it every week. You know, with my takes, with our takes. You know, gonna come from the viewpoint of being a longtime Jet fan from 1979. I know I don't look that old, but I am that old. And, you know, have fun. And let's have fun. Let's have fun together. Let's do these lists. Let's do whatever it is that we come up with is going to have your input as well. So, you know, I look forward to this relationship. I look forward to having fun with Nick. I look forward to having fun with you guys, and let's go. We got a long season ahead of us, and it's going to be a ride.
Yes, sir. And then the Jet flew too. I like that. That was a little. Hopefully, the season isn't as rocky as that tattoo ride just was now. But awesome, brother. Looking forward to it. Thank you for popping in tonight. This was unexpected that you popped in this late, and I know we were going to tease it, but since you were here, I figured let's do it.
Let's do it.
So thank you, bro. We'll talk.
Thank you.
And
let you go.
Looking forward to it, man.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
Later,
all right,
bro.
you too, bro. All right.
So yeah, I thought that would be something you guys would like. A couple times that he's been on the show, I felt that our takes are kind of aligned. And I thought that would be something interesting and some good content to give you guys. So I'm getting to a point now where the schedule's set. I am going to be home, and I want to build the channel and give you guys as much awesome content as I can. I know there's a lot of Jets shows out there and a lot of great personalities in Jet content world, and just trying to find my niche in it, and want to team myself up with people who can help you guys enjoy the experience of watching. You guys take your time, your money, your energy, your effort to contribute here, and just want to give you guys a really good product. So Sunday nights, it's Sunday Night Shine Time. We'll come up with a name. We'll come up with a gimmick, and dude, I had the link for StreamYard in the chat for over an hour. Where do you think all the guests came from? What are you talking about? Charles, Bobby, Ricky, Johnny, Uncle VR, Bonesy. There's so many people popping in because I posted the link in the chat. I knew you couldn't read. I knew that was the problem. I'm sorry. Well, we'll have to color coordinate for you. It's the white link with the yellow click and the blue letters. Bloop. You hit that. That's the sound it makes. Bloop. So Wednesday night, you'll see me on Pride and Chaos on Jeremy's channel. If you haven't already, please go over to Jets Chaos and subscribe. I got to get back to that. Let's see. Where am I? Let's see where I'm at. We started the night at 692, and we are at 698. If there are 2 people watching who haven't subscribed yet, would you do the old man a favor? Click subscribe on the channel. It would be really cool to hit 700 tonight live with you on the air. If not, hopefully it happens this week. Hopefully none of you, like Anthony, are so pissed off that you leave the channel in the middle of the night, as he's undoubtedly expected to do. Oh, I just got an alert. Danny43 just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, whoever that is. I appreciate it. We're at 699. We're staying on now for one more sub. I know Dane's going to take his away. All right. There's not that many. I guess I get an old one for every decade. So right now, Proud NYJ fan channels at 699. Let's gee, wait, is this leaving or is this staying? Leaving the channel is a good idea, or joining the channel is a good idea? Where are you at, GVH? I never know if you're busting my balls or not. Yes, VR. Salute to everyone. I look forward to chopping up with you. Yeah, man. I think we're gonna put some good stuff out there. Thank you, man. This is their newest. Oh, why my fingers having a spasm? Much love, my pleasure. Let's go, Jets. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One more. Is there one more person out there, or do you, anyone watching, have a second YouTube account? You can go to that YouTube account. I know, GV. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. I'm tired. Hey! Thank you, Hawk. Who got it? Who did it go to? I can't see on StreamYard who it goes to. I think I have to go to YouTube. Oh, Wild Wave, you're back. All right, cool. Now I don't have to boot you out of the Discord. Awesome. Cool stuff. Thank you, Hawk. Very kind of you, good sir. Nicey nice. I love that shit. I love when you guys help one another out. That's one of my favorite things about this community and this entire fan base. People outside like to make fun of us, like to shit on us. But we're fucking really good people. Our entire fan base. Thank you, Scott. Already a sub. Yes, you are, sir. And I appreciate you dearly. Yeah, one more sub. Mess. One more sub. We're at 699. I might just have to end it anyway. Wow, 3.5 hours? 3.5 hours. Yes, listen to Scott. Listen to VR. One more sub. Trying to build this channel up. Oh, look at that. GVH coming in with one too. Thank you, guys. I like this idea. GVH, VR, everyone, thank you. Scott, thank you for the super chats coming in. I like this idea on why coaching matters. I like that. I've been a coach myself. defensive coordinator. I like that. Knowing your talent, knowing how to use your talent. Man, you're going to get me riled up now. We're going to go to 4 hours if I start talking about coaching. Boycott activity says I got you. Is that the number? 700. Thank you. I appreciate you. Welcome. Since you're new to the channel and you are the 700th member of the Proud New York Jet Fan channel, I will give you a little special attention right now. Sunday night, starting at 9 p.m., we have the Sunday Night Shine Time. Uncle VR, who was just in here earlier, starting next Sunday, is going to co-host with me. Might have a new name, might have a new brand. And then from there, Wednesdays, you'll see me on Jets Chaos, Pride and Chaos show. And then Thursday night, you're not in. You are the 700 Club. You made the 700 Club. Without you, there's no 700 Club. Oh, look at you guys, man. Everybody just going nuts. Scott Foster, thank you. Let's go. Amen, brother. Let's do it, man. I like it. Good community here. You guys are fucking awesome. Jake with the super sticker. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. VR again. Congrats on 700. Let's go. Scott coming back in with another super chat. I should try to get my pops on here. Hell yeah, man. Or just take his phone and click subscribe when he's not looking. I've done it. So the Jet coaches had all the pieces. Now we have to look at Salah and the coaches that he brought to get all this talent in. Yeah. I like it. We could do that. We could do something along those lines. All right. Let me say this. Let me speak with my co-host. So thank you, everybody. That's awesome, man. I'm glad I stayed on a few extra minutes. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for everyone who watched. Thursday night, you'll see me at 10 o'clock after the Thursday Thick of It on Green Bean. We'll be over here for the Thursday night throwdown. And I'll work on a guest, and that is a debate show. Hour 1, I have on another Jet content creator, and we will debate a Jets topic. And then in hour 2, we open it up to the to you guys to call in. So I'm excited. I like hitting milestones. Milestones are good, whether it's personal life, professional life, hobbies. 700 just looks so much cooler. It started today at 692. Pops could teach some D. Hey, now. Hey, that's what she said. Pops laying down the wood, huh? No judgment here, man. Let Pops do his thing. So thank you, everybody. You guys are freaking awesome. It's a pleasure to hang out with you guys and call a lot of you friends. You know, we talk off air. I love this community. I really do. I say it all the time. I love the Jets fans. I love that I've been able to do this show and meet so many of you. You know, sometimes you see people's names in other chats when I was just a member of the chat. And to have some of you guys go from watching those shows to coming over and watching mine and becoming friends off air, not just in the chat with comments. I love this fan base. I love what it's done for me, for my mental health, supporting me in sobriety and supporting the channel. You guys really fucking awesome. I'm gonna say no Dane, but I love you guys. I don't want to say the H word, so we'll just call it no Dane on this channel. No Dane. This is team. Anthony asking Nick, this team has to be the team that finally lets me stop watching those old what if games and wish. From your lips to God's ears, I just keep saying, and I pray, and I always say, and dear God, please keep this team healthy. Just give me 1 year of watching a Jet team be healthy, and please let it be this year. I pray that probably 5 times a day. I just pray that if there was ever a Jets team in my 45 years on this earth that stays healthy, it is the 2024 New York Jets. Whoa! I didn't know this. Love you too. No Dane. 13 years sober, February. God bless you, man. That's fucking awesome. We might have to work that into our show name. All right, let's get the wheels turning on that. We might have to work that into our show name. Good for you, brother. That's amazing accomplishment. And that deserves a celebration for you, man, every day. 13 years is a long ass time. I'm at 13 months. 13 and a half months. So I pray that my heart lasts and I'm able to get to where you are. Yeah, here you go, Scott. Perfect. See, I knew the ideas would come out and we'd get roasted. Two boring, sober fuckers. That's it. Adirondack flag guy, your show will take off. Oh, thanks, man. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. I know you do, Scott. I know you're not attacking us. All right, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. And as always, be loud. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for the congratulations. As always, everybody, no matter what this world gives you, no matter what other fan base talks shit to us, let them be jealous because they're not us. And ending with another inspirational quote. Author unknown. The reason that women don't play football is that they would never be seen in public wearing the same outfit as 10 other people. Be loud, be proud,